The Terrible Connexion by Michael Robson, with Nigel Stock as Inspector Millions, Anthony Hall as Dynasty Surecard, and Liane Aukin as Lady Eleanor Delahunty. The Terrible Connexion.
Upon my soul, what was that?
Could it have been...
It sounded like...
Let me draw back the curtains. Do you see anything?
Confounded fog. I see nothing but yellow fog.
A spar cracking on a ship, perhaps.
Sounded like a pistol.
Oh, couldn't have been, surely not.
My dear Rowland, if this were Somerset and the hour earlier, I should swear that a gamekeeper were about his business.
Well, well, come away by the fire. Guessing is futile, Lisbon, and we have matters on hand.
That sound put me in mind of the martial activities of young Robert. What an admirable marksman he was. Had the fates been kinder, we might even now have been discussing my son's forthcoming marriage and not my nephew's.
You must not let old griefs impair the pleasure of the present occasion. Let us rather rejoice in the good fortune that has brought Cluny and Caroline together. For a better sorted pair of bright young creatures I never saw.
You are indeed happy in your daughter.
And you in your nephew. Cluny has the gentlest, most helpful nature in the world.
Come then, the settlement.
To remind you, Caroline shall have upon her marriage with Cluny a dowry of £12,000. In addition, she shall receive on my death my estates in Rutland and North Britain.
Undeniably generous in you, sir. For my part, I shall increase Cluny's annuity to 1,000, and shall purchase for himself and Caroline a house in whatever part of London they so desire. Aside of this, a sum of £3,000 on his marriage, and an additional 1,000 for each and every child the happy couple may, at some future time or times, bless themselves and us with.
There, you've forgotten nothing, dear old friend.
I believe I have. A glass of sherry wine before we join the ladies, huh?
Papa, Lady Delahunty and I are in such a commotion. The most important day of our lives, and Cluny not yet arrived.
I dare say he's attending some academic business or other and will be with us presently. It's only 7 now. Eleanor, my dear, could it be you have a chill? You look uncommon pale.
I am disturbed, I suppose. My Polly has vanished and I can find her nowhere, though I called and called from the door for minutes on end.
Your Polly, a new maid?
My cat, sir, my cat. Surely you've not forgotten her.
Oh, to be sure, Polly. A worse-featured animal with more malevolence in its gaze will be hard to find on the face of the earth.
You quiz her, Rowland, confess it. You quiz my wife.
I believe I may be guilty of the luxury of a little teasing. But I must own to some sort of amazement that a human being will so discompose herself about the temporary absence of a selfish and perfectly capable cat.
You will forgive me if I find your levity not much to my taste this evening, Rowland.
Oh, come, my dear. You creatures of the gentler sex are too sensible by half. Cats were created to look after themselves, which is more than most of us are, I dare say.
Mr. Wilbraham presents his compliments, Sir Lisbon, and may he warm his hands by the fire a little.
Thank you, Greenleaf. Lady Delahunty, Caroline, Sir Lisbon, Mr.
Cluny, my
Stanyhurst.
boy.
What can I say to excuse the extravagance of my behaviour?
We long to hear from you, Cluny.
Well, it was the books.
Put your dreary volumes down this minute and show some interest in the matter of our engagement, do.
Very well. And I promise most faithfully to stay away from the bookshop of Pallet and Kidney until you advise me to the contrary.
Have a care, Mr. Wilbraham, lest I forbid you Pont Street forever.
Well now. I must, like any good speaker, bring this house to order.
Oh, Lisbon.
Caroline, my dear, Cluny, my nephew, Mr. Stanyhurst and I are well agreed on the subject of your engagement and matrimony. It only remains for us to wish you every happiness that the future may hold, and to hope that...
I beg your pardon, Sir Lisbon.
Well, Greenleaf, the matter?
There's a Mr. Surecard outside, sir, wishing to speak to you urgent.
Mr. Surecard? Was I expecting him, Greenleaf?
He says he's from the detective, sir, and about his investigations.
You will appreciate, I'm certain, Mr. Surecard, that I hesitate to allow discussions of violence to appall the sensibilities of my guests.
Indeed, sir, and my thanks for your forbearance in the matter of my interrupting a scene of social harmony and decent joy. And now, if we may just run through the facts as we seem to have noted them.
By all means.
At the time when you heard the shot, you were here in the study with Mr. Stanyhurst.
Stanyhurst, yes.
Forgive me, sir, I'm sure. Mr. Stanyhurst. That gentleman's daughter, together with Lady Delahunty, were in the withdrawing room, and they heard nothing.
They made no mention of it, and I'm reluctant to have them questioned now.
To be sure, brutal murder, sir, is not a subject to be lightly bandied about in the presence of ladies of quality. Now, the remaining member of your party?
My nephew, Mr. Wilbraham. He came down from Pont Street by hackney coach and joined us a little after 7.
From Pont Street. Good.
Is there anything else?
Neighbours, sir. A matter of your neighbours. This call here, as you'll have doubtless inferred, is but one of many along Cheyne Walk that I'm making. It would assist me
on
to
your
know...
right, the Duke of Kidderminster. On my left, Sir Dunstable as you were. On my right, Sir Dunstable Harty. On your left, the Duke of Kidderminster.
Being as we are, sir, at this moment, tete-a-tete, am I to induce, sir, that both Duke and Knight are sharing one and the same residence?
Oh, you did well, Surecard. On your toes, even with the quality. You covered the ground and no mistake. But, who is the corpse? Without the identity of the victim, which way are we to turn? No identity, no motive. No motive, no murderer.
Nothing in his pockets, nothing in his coats, nothing in his hatband, nothing on his fingers, nothing concealed in his boots.
But the clothing, what was it like?
No time, sir, for a close examination. One side collaborated with the constable on duty that the deceased was no less than that. I made it my business to embark upon the investigative process as quick as you like.
No blame attached to you, lad. You did your best in foggy and trying circumstances, and the clothing of the deceased will still be on the body. But my ribs are beginning to ache, Surecard. And when my ribs begin to ache, I know we're in for the deuce of an investigation. Now picture it for yourself. An unknown corpse on Cheyne Walk. Man in the prime of life done to death in a quality neighbourhood. Voices will be raised, Surecard. And those voices will cry for a speedy arrest and a smart trial. The gentry may care nothing for 30 such deaths on the old Kent road, but let violence appear on their own doorsteps, and they're sharp enough to protest. Where's the body now?
Rotherhithe, sir, in Meldrum's cellar.
Shall I remove the sheet, gents?
I should count it a privilege. And Surecard, nearer with that lamp. We shall be hard put to it to assess the late lamented's facial characteristics, since there's so precious little of the face remaining. Here, coat by Bantock and Weevil.
They've been out of business 5 years.
Boots, soft leather, good condition, hardly down at heel. Breeches, distinctly stylish, if the diagonal cut takes your fancy. Cravat, too much blood. Waistcoat, snug to the breast and bespoke tailored. That. Where's the corpse's tit for Meldrum?
I thought, Your Honour, being as how the gent is now beyond the need of acts, that I would...
Fetch it, Meldrum, unless you want a spell in the colonies. Well, lad, what's your interpretation,
A pistol ball from close range has done the damage we see to the face and skull, sir. Such brains as the fellow had are now to be found broadcast over Cheyne Walk. But from the style of the deceased apparel, And from the cleanness and softness of the deceased's fingers, I venture to propose that he was in what might be termed a comfortable way of life. That is, until said face came into contact with said pistol ball.
I admire your forensic ingenuity, Surecard. It augurs well for a lad pursuing a career in the detective.
Here it is, sir, and none the worse.
Give it here, man. There's nothing here to distinguish it from 1,000 similar hats in quality London. My ribs are aching cruel. Until we find who this man was, they'll ache some more. But be sure of this. The murder in Cheyne Walk is no common felony.
But, Ma, it's after 10 now. Theo's never kept me waiting before, and he's 3 hours late. 3 whole dreadful hours.
You must stop giving way like this, Hester. The tears are making you quite plain. Mr. Didwallace is a busy man.
But he was engaged to take me to the music hall, Ma. He promised in the hearing of you, me, and the ancient Theaker.
But the fog, child. Consider the fog and the difficulties of securing a hackney coach.
To think of the catalogue of varied delights we've missed, Ma. How I've longed to hear the admirable Miss Clissold, the coloratura from Colwyn Bay. And when shall we see such an evening again?
Tomorrow, I fancy, if Mr. Didwallace is as good as his word.
Oh! Come in! Oh, do come in!
Do I intrude? Do I enter upon a scene of private grief?
Theaker, why are you come here yet again?
I had hoped, Theaker, that you might be about the streets hunting for Mr. Didwallace. You profess him to be a friend, do you not?
Old friends is best friends, Mrs. Tang. A platitude, perhaps, but the ancient Theaker was never a man to shun a platitude when it bore on the truth.
What truth, pray?
Go away, you hateful fellow. I know how your mind runs.
With good reason, Miss Hester. I have made no secret of the depth of my feeling for you. Such depth, I am bound to add, may well be found wanting in the aforementioned Mr. Didwallace.
Get him out of here, Ma. He shan't insult Theo like this.
I must ask you to leave us, sir.
But this Theo Didwallace, whose late arrival is causing Miss Hester such concern, what do we truly know about him?
That he's a man of means and charm and irreproachable behaviour. A man of honour.
A man of means, you say? But whence come those means? Whence came that abrupt change of fortune that enabled him to talk large and to spend large and to live more large across the river?
You ask and you ask, you hateful man, but you give us no answers.
I know what I know. Namely, that Mr. Didwallace has used me as he has used you, ladies.
Sir, I would ask you this. When Mr. Didwallace appears, bearing, as I know he will, ample explanations for his lateness, will you have the courage to repeat your insinuations to his face?
Mrs. T, if we have not seen the last of Theo Didwallace, then call me the ancient Theaker no more.
I'm deeply distressed, Caroline, that the pleasure of your engagement should have been overshadowed, however briefly, by this appalling murder. I can only charge you both to put it from your memories forthwith.
We shall, Papa, as soon as we are able. Oh, but it upset you, Cluny, most dreadfully. And I know her ladyship was deeply moved.
No one of sentiment could fail to be moved by the violent carrying off of another human being.
And on such a night, so bleak, so dank.
This may be small comfort to you both, and perhaps none at all. I offer it merely as an observation. The man who meets a violent death at the hands of another is seldom free from some contribution to those passionate emotions and criminal thoughts that have first entertained the notion of murder. In a society such as ours, where men need scarcely to rob for food or kill to remain alive themselves, there is generally to be found a terrible connection between the assassin and the slain. Clara, same again twice, and more gravy.
Coming, Mr.
Mr. Millions?
A hot meat pie with gravy and a pint of strong tea taken at midnight fortify a man against the inroads of fog and damp and melancholy and weariness. For the price of twopence farthing Surecard, we possess and we enjoy 2 prime panaceas.
Pante twice.
Yes, my friend is paying, Clara. Hold out your claws to him.
Robbery. Why not plain robbery?
Robbery is tempting, lad, and robbery has been done. But think again. Who would use a pistol on a foggy night, and when a skillful blow to the head with a weighted stick would be cheaper, quieter, and, if the assailant were later apprehended, safer by far?
Well, was he followed, or was he met?
Was he followed, or was he met? Good. From the direction taken by the pistol ball, we may safely assume he saw his assailant face to face.
And why Cheney Walk, sir? What was he doing there? And where was he going? Why Cheney Walk at 6 of a foggy evening? The tender passion?
Well, it can't be ignored. Men have died for less.
Returning to his home in some Chelsea terrace? Personal or business call in the neighbourhood? A genuine constitutional? I try, sir. My net is widely cast.
When you return to your lodgings, when you cast your tired head on the pillow, reflect on this hypothesis. And it can only be regarded as an hypothesis for the time being. What if our unknown victim were shot by one party and robbed by another?
Eleanor, you startle me, coming down so late.
I'm sorry.
Why aren't you asleep, my dear?
I came to ask you the same question. It's after midnight and your fire is low.
I couldn't possibly sleep. My mind is seething.
Would you care for a brandy? Shall I send for Greenleaf?
No, I've drunk too much brandy already, and Greenleaf has been retired an hour or more.
It is this murder, is it not, that is troubling you?
Eleanor, what is so disquieting is that the identity of the victim is so far unknown.
Unknown? How unknown?
I did not wish to cast a further shadow over the engagement party when we had all been so thoroughly discomposed by this appalling news, but the man Surecard called back later to tell me that the victim was robbed as well as murdered, robbed of all identification.
Oh, dreadful. Dreadful.
But, Eleanor, don't you see? It could well be poor Harry Gifford, who was killed 6 hours ago.
Your secretary? Oh, but why should anyone...
Murdered in the fog, not 20 yards from my house, in mistake for myself.
Millions of the detective.
We had one of your young fellows round last evening, twice.
Inspector Millions. And you would be...
Education Greenleaf, sir. Butler to this establishment.
And the pivotal fulcrum of its many activities, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Greenleaf, I crave a word in your ear.
Privileged, Inspector. Will you step into my snug?
I can see virtually nothing beyond your window pane. An ugly fog this morning. An eerie fog. A fog that can be a fit companion only for deeds of stealth. Touching the current case, Mr. Greenleaf, we have our work cut out. We do indeed. The identity of the deceased is unknown as yet.
Not having viewed the remnants, as it were, I regret I can be of no assistance in that particular.
Since this is a neighbourhood in which reside many gentlemen and some peerage connected with government, I'm beginning to ask myself if there may not be a political motive behind this slaying.
As to that, sir...
Mr. Greenleaf, I judge you to be a man of industry and lively intelligence. Tell me about your master. Has he political aspirations, or does he slumber tactfully in the back benches of the House of Commons?
What I can divulge of Sir Lisbon's parliamentary future must be regarded as entirely confidential, Inspector.
And it shall be so. Entertain no fears on that score.
Since my remarks last night evidently alarmed you, Eleanor, I must attempt some explanation. Cast your mind back, if you will, to that desperate afternoon of January 1843.
January. 15 years ago. Ah! You're referring to the Macnaghten affair?
Just so. Edward Drummond, secretary to Sir Robert Peel, was shot by Macnaghten, who wrongly supposed him to be the Prime Minister.
But Macnaghten was judged to be insane.
Insane or not, his pistol killed poor Drummond.
Yes. Yes, but this is an appalling speculation.
So far as I am aware, only the members of the Cabinet know that I'm in direct line for the supreme office. But suppose some eccentric, some agitator had received word of this intelligence, that he knew that in a month's time I might well be Prime Minister. Might I, too, be a target for an assassin's venom? Might not some poor fellow have died last night because he was mistaken for me?
I think we must make every effort to leave for Somerset tomorrow, Lisbon. Nothing but harm, I feel sure, can come of our remaining in Chelsea under the cloud of this present horror.
I am most grateful to you for this information, Greenleaf. It may well prove vital to our fuller understanding of this case. Nevertheless... snuff, sir?
No, thank you.
Well, nevertheless... we must be aware that robbery might have been the motive. Greed is generally much closer to the human heart than political altruism.
I would not attempt to hazard any kind of guess. My time has been fully occupied in calming the fears of the female domestics of the household.
Let us then concentrate on robbery a moment. Have you, or any of your staff, noticed any persistent and suspicious loiterers in Cheyne Walk of late?
It's strange and even uncanny that you should ask that, sir.
Why so?
Because, sir, and this must be kept also confidential, because some 3 months ago this house was burglared.
Anything of value taken?
If you deem her ladyship's jewels of value, sir, then yes, much of value was taken, and all this whilst the master was in Somerset.
Was the theft reported immediately to officers of the police?
No, sir, it was not, and I must again beseech you to respect this confidence.
But why, man? Why?
To protect Sir Lisbon's peace of mind and future hopes is why, sir. Domestic mishaps trouble him greatly, and graver incidents would affect his performance in the House of Commons notorious. Her ladyship enjoined me to say nothing, and she begged me to secure the pledge from the staff, all of whom helped in the search for the jewels, to say nothing likewise to the master.
Mr. Education Greenleaf is a close card and no mistake. Talk of a robbery, no robbery reported. Talk of secrets and a grand divulging of secrets.
Is you, sir? Is it, sir?
Damn you, lad, for springing suddenly out on a man out of the fog. Oh, my heart races. It pounds, Surecard.
Begging your pardon, sir, but how was I to know the man was you, unless I come up very close to peer, as it were, at his features?
Why are you here? What do you want?
If we step along together, sir, in this direction...
Oh,
mark that lamppost, sir! I can report to you that we may well have established the identity of the dead man's robber.
Oh, tell me!
Myself and the local constabulary, having talked to the bargees and lightermen along this stretch of the Thames,
yes,
we eventually hears of a singular ruffian named Dead Bob, who haunts these precincts for broken meats, stray fish, old clothes, and gents in their cups, from whom same said Dead Bob may pick the pockets of. Now, this Dead Bob, though seen earlier yesterday afternoon lurking not far from the scene of the crime, has been spotted by no one since the time of the murder.
This Dead Bob, I don't know the name. Has he a record of vicious assault?
Sly boots, sir, you'd call him, not a lad of metal. Besides which fact, Dead Bob is approximating 14 years of age, and whose head, sir, would not touch your breastbone, presuming him to be so bold as to attempt such proximity to your person, sir, which I give leave to doubt.
But if the urchin ain't been seen since the time of the murder, then where is he to be found?
For the expenditure of a penny halfpenny, which sum I hope to recover as just out-of-pocket expenses, sir, I opened the lips of a gin soak, sufficient for him to tell me that dead Bob may well be laying low in Serjeant Clench's original shooting gallery in Victoria.
Oh, two sporting gents do I see. Step lively and step over here, sirs, and what will we try today? Broadsword, bayonet, pistol or musket, flintlock, matchlock, wheellock, all for a penny more, the latest and swiftest of percussion-cap revolvers. Show us your skill, sirs, a penny a time.
Millions and Surecard of the detective.
Inspector Millions. The same as who nabbed the poisoner of Wapping Stairs 6 years ago.
I had that privilege, Sergeant.
My privilege, sir, all mine. May I shake the hand that broke the neck of Minstrel Thompson?
You may, sir. But in the interest of verbatim accuracy, I should instruct you that it was the hangman's noose that snapped the minstrel's neck.
A bold figure of mine, sir, and one I hope you'll forgive. But I see you mustered here for action.
We wish to put a few questions to one dead Bob. A loiterer, a light fingers.
Kelso Miracle. Allowed the lad might be here.
Kelso Miracle. 25 years with the colours and now a slave to gin.
Dead Bob. Dead Bob is the person we need and desire.
And dead Bob you shall have. Point the guns at the target, gentlemen, and not at the mirror! If you'll be so good as to step this way, always being careful to avoid stray shot from uncommon careless marksmen as might approve a little musketry against the detective. There, sirs, is dead Bob. Sprawled in a corner of the fireplace and dead to the world these 9 hours past.
Wake the lad as gentle as you like, Sergeant Clench, but wake the lad. We have questions to ask and he has answers to give. A matter of murder, Sergeant, is why we're here. And dead Bob has been looting the corpse on the battlefield.
Ugly. Ugly. Is it the jail for him, then?
Jail or freedom, the decision rests with dead Bob.
Who's a calling a dead Bob? Is it Esau Grimes?
Sit up, lad, and uncover your face. 2 officers here to put a question to you, so sit up and take notice, dead Bob.
Oh, mere lawful, gents. The sergeant kindly allowed me to sleep here, gents.
Poor! You reek of gin, boy. There's gin at every pore of your filthy little body. Where'd you get the cash to buy the gin, boy? Where did you lift the chinks?
Kelso Miracle. He give us a mug of gin last night, sir, and went to me head. Had me tumbling through the courts and alleys and me spinning sick, sir. That's the truth.
Kelso Miracle don't give away gin to Arabs like you did, Bob. It was you who stood the miracle of swallow of gin last night. And how did you come into cash?
I don't remember nothing. The gin like to take me senses away.
Hear me, dead Bob, and hear me well. Foul murder was done in Cheyne Walk last night, and you were in Cheyne Walk last night, and the dead man was robbed last night, and you had sudden cash last night. And I shall see you swing for it unless you come to clean with me.
I never shot him, sir. I swear I never pulled no trigger.
Ah. Who mentioned triggers, eh? Who spoke of guns? Not I. Not Dynasty Surecard. Not Sergeant Clench. So what are you doing, speaking of guns and triggers? We wait, dead Bob.
Tell him, boy. Ease your soul and tell him. The inspector here's a terrible man to cross, and he'll have you on the gallows before the old year's out.
I heard it, sir. I heard the bang of the gun. It was a full fog, sir, and I saw nothing, only the fog, and footsteps running off.
Footsteps?
What kind of footsteps?
Light or heavy?
Quick or slow?
Male or female?
Yes, sir, just like that. Footsteps jamming in the fog. And I come forward out of fright and wonder, and I sees this gent laying there, sirs, weltering in his gore. And I think, what use is brass to a dead party? And before I know it, these fingers is rife in his pockets,
How
sir.
much? How much did you prog and pilfer?
A few farthings, sir. That's all it was, I swear.
Upend him, Surecard. Jounce and sway him as to the man born. Shake dead Bob till his teeth fall about the gallery, and he begins to remember the truth of it all. Sergeant, would you pick up the coins? Set him on his feet, Surecard, and empty his pockets of rubbish.
£2, 7 shillings and 6pence to date.
The very information, sir. An envelope.
Give it here, lad. Dead Bob, come here. Dead Bob, In robbing that unfortunate man, you committed a base crime and held up the course of our inquiries by some 18 hours, for which I fine you a £1. Clench. Sir! Keep a sovereign in lieu of rental from the lad. Dead Bob, by hanging on to this scrap of paper, you have delivered into my hands the first shred of direct information in the case, for which assistance I reward you with £1, 7 shillings and 6 pence.
You ain't gonna stretch my neck.
Go back to sleep, lad, before I'm tempted. Surecard, here. An envelope addressed to one Theodid Wallace of 3 Logic Lane, Pimlico. The corpse has a name at last.
But, Cluny, you are still so pale, my dear. Papa, do you think Cluny might have a glass of brandy to fortify himself with?
Of course. Are you unwell, my boy? Has this fog affected your health?
I have matters on my mind which must be revealed to you both, if I am to know any tranquillity in my marriage. They concern my relationship with my uncle, Sir Lisbon.
He loves you, Cluny, loves you as his own son.
His son is what I must speak about now.
Robert, who died so many years ago?
The same. You must know that Sir Lisbon, despite his looking after me for so many years, has never entirely allowed me to forget that at best I am but an indifferent substitute for the son who perished so dreadfully. Now, this would have been understandable had Robert been that paragon of conduct that Sir Lisbon chose to remember. But the truth is that Robert was far from being an ideal son to him.
But what can you know of Robert's life and character? You were scarcely born when he left England on that fatal voyage to India.
I should have known nothing at all had it not been for the good offices of Lady Delahunty. She it was who chose to reveal to me the truth about her son.
You alarm us, Cluny. Oh, what strange misgivings I have.
Then let me make myself clear. I can only say that there was no unkindness, no deceit, no shabby trick that Robert did not practice behind his father's distant back.
This is a dismal, a wretched chronicle.
Worse was to follow. There was a scandal involving the wife of Robert's housemaster. The poor husband did away with himself. The lady was ruined, and to prevent further dishonour, Lady Eleanor persuaded Sir Lisbon to buy Robert a commission in a cavalry regiment, one element of which was instantly to be seconded to the Bombay residency of the East India Company.
I have always admired Lady Delahunty, but never more so than now. How dreadfully appropriate that Robert should have died when he did, without further opportunities for exercising his evidently unnatural vices.
I am relieved that those are your sentiments, sir. If therefore at any time in the future Sir Lisbon should ever change his attitude towards me, I beg you to recall in my defence what I have so reluctantly disclosed to you today.
A dapper area, to be sure. The late Mr. Did Wallace had access to money. Inspector Millions, ma'am, and Mr. Surecard of the detective.
Who summoned you? Not I. Now, I'll give you good day, gentlemen.
Whom have I the honour of addressing, ma'am?
Mistress Oliphant, a widow these 7 years, and a native of Ross and Cromarty. Now, sir, if you will kindly...
Mrs. Oliphant, I beg you, stop closing the door in our faces. We are here on serious business and must ask you several questions.
Serious, you say? Then you had best ask them inside. Be quiet, Jack. Hold your tongue, Bard. They'll be gone presently.
You have a lively parrot there, ma'am?
But his language inclines to the robust.
So, ma'am, you say that Mr. Did Wallace has been lodging with you for some 3 months.
He has.
When did you last see him?
Why, took a light luncheon with me yesterday. Trout, rare beef, and a cabbage which he himself provided.
Cabbage, rubbish! Which he himself provided? Was Mr. Did Wallace in the habit of bringing in his own food?
He is particular only in the matter of the green groceries, sir. When he takes meals in the house, he will generally bring in a green vegetable himself.
Do you recollect what the gentleman was wearing when he left...
Jack, I shan't warn you again.
What the gent was wearing when he left the house after your appetising luncheon, ma'am?
I have grave misgivings. Has something of a tragic nature happened to Mr. Didwallace?
We are not absolutely sure as yet, ma'am. For this reason, we should be grateful for an answer to Mr. Surecard's question.
Well, I find it difficult to recall the precise nature of his apparel.
Could there have been a coat by Bantock and Weevil?
Something desperate has occurred, has it not? How else could you know about the coat? My late husband purchased it from the firm you mentioned 7 years ago.
How did Mr. Didwallace come to be wearing your late husband's coat?
One afternoon he came in utterly drenched, having been caught in a violent thunderstorm. He was obliged to go out again quite soon afterwards and required a coat of distinction to wear. I lent him the article by Bantock and Weevil. He wore it, he admired it, and by he purchased it.
And you believe now that it was this very coat that Mr. Didwallace was wearing yesterday?
I don't believe, sir. I think it to be so.
Then I must ask you to prepare yourself for the grave news of whose imminence you have not been entirely unaware as our conversation proceeded.
He had a terror of water.
Gentlemen seldom wash?
A terror of rivers and seas and oceans. I beg you not to tell me he has met the end he feared most.
On that head, ma'am, you may set your mind at rest. However, the gentleman whom we now firmly believe to have been Mr. Theo Didwallace has met a violent, though I trust mercifully, quick death.
You must forgive Jack. In common with others of his kind, he has no concept of the fitness of things.
I should like now to examine Mr. Didwallace's rooms, ma'am, in an attempt to discover any information relevant to the identity of your late guest's assailant.
Pound of leeks, Mrs. T, and a pair of beets.
These 2 collies, Mrs. T, and a stone of tatties.
Ma?
4pence, please, Mr. Gentry.
Ma, I've made up my mind.
A stone of potatoes, was it, Ernest?
I mean it, Ma. Theo's been taken ill, and I shan't rest till I know he's been looked after.
I should think his landlady can very well take care of him if he's indisposed, Hester. From what Theo
Beans
says...
is what I'm after, missus. Have you got any beans, missus?
Over there, sir, behind the apples. From what Theo says, she's a very capable lady.
Capable or not, Ma, he don't mean to her what he means to me. I shall go to Pimlico directly.
Where's them beans? These ain't beans, these is leeks.
They are indeed, sir, and the beans are where I told you, behind the crate of apples.
Oh, but why didn't you say so, missus?
Once I'm satisfied he's being cared for, I shall come back at once.
Well, hurry along then, my dear, and give him my love.
Whatever he did, he kept it pretty much private. No letters, no bills, no papers.
But a great reader, sir. All them books.
Devotional texts, for the most part, of Presbyterian strain. Uplifting, to be sure, but without that vivacity which the art of fiction brings to our lives. Hello!
What is it, sir?
Look at this. Very heavy, handsomely bound, and locked. Copy of Areopagitica.
Hurry up and get it, eh? Would that be one of them obscene publications such as we impounded only last week in the Charing Cross Road?
Areopagitica is evidently one of the works of John Milton Surecard, if we are to judge by the cover. And the works of John Milton are not remarkable for their scurrilous or erotic content.
But why padlocked? Only time I ever saw a book locked like that was the private diary of that interesting doctor in Clerkenwell.
Ah, and what do we find in that padlocked diary?
Why, sir, details of certain loose ladies in Clerkenwell and Southwark.
Whose lives the interesting doctor ended at 3 weekly intervals. Shall we have the same luck now, Surecard?
Can but try, sir. Precious little else to excite the fancy in here.
Now, where would the key be found? Dead Bob! After the shaking you gave him, that key will now be lying in some unconsidered corner of Serjeant Clench's original shooting gallery. Force majeure is called for. Give us your clasp knife, lad.
Have a care the blade don't double back on you and slice your thumb to the bone.
It's beginning to yield a little. There! Now, title page in perfect order. Yes, Areopagitica seems a remarkably earnest work. Hello! Hello again!
Cash. And more cash. It's a private safe is what it is, sir. How much would there be?
Something close to £2,000 at a conservative estimate.
2,000? Enough to set up a man very handsomely for the rest of his life.
Enough for some men. Enough for many men. But was it enough for Theo Did Wallace? Why keep it here? Why not bank it? My ribs are burning, lad. Was this money part of some grander scheme? My ribs assure me that it was.
Milady. Greenleaf, would you close the door a moment? Greenleaf, I understand that a senior member of the detective force was here this morning and that he spent some time in conclave with you.
I had the privilege of assisting Inspector Millions with his inquiries, Your Ladyship.
Inspector Millions? Is he not the officer who unmasked the poisoner of Wapping Old Stairs?
And Dr. Mansipple, the butcher of Clerkenwell, and Minstrel Thompson, and Captain McBride, who slew his aunt for gain. That is Inspector Millions, milady, a very regular and pertinacious sleuth.
We are fortunate, are we not, to have such a veteran of crime to investigate this terrible murder?
I form the highest regard for his skill and tact, milady.
Might I ask what passed between you?
The inspector was eager to discover if the murder had political implications, Your Ladyship.
A gentleman of the name of Coleridge, sir, an attorney, wishing to have private words with you.
About the murder?
I asked him that, sir, and he says it may or may not be relative to the murder, sir, but it is relative to the unidentified victim of the murder.
They hedge and hedge about these men of law. To them nothing is simple except a fee. Send him in, lad.
Yes, sir. This way, sir, if you please. Inspector, this is Mr. Coleridge of Coleridge and Brimacombe in Chancery Lane.
Honoured, sir, honoured. I have, of course, seen you not infrequently about the Central Criminal Court.
And are you, Inspector? Gratified to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, Surecard. Pray be seated.
Thank you, sir. Where?
Oh, yeah, well, books, registers, books and papers, of little consequence. Hurl them off, sir, hurl them off. Ah, capital, capital. Now, Mr. Coleridge, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I am come, sir, relative to the victim of the murder on Cheney Walk.
You knew the man?
I know nothing of him. I wish to know nothing of him. I act upon the instructions of a certain party who shall be nameless, and who has provided me with the financial means to arrange a Christian burial for the murder victim in the churchyard of St. Joshua's in the Fields.
A captivating spot in which to spend your eternal rest, I'll be bound.
As to that, I have no opinion and no interest. My instructions were to make the request. I have made the request.
Mr. Coleridge, you say that the party who supplied the burial costs shall be nameless. What does that mean?
I cannot help you, sir. £40 in gold is more than enough for a Christian burial in St. Joshua's in the Fields. Is there any reason why the request should not be met?
None, sir, that I can envisage once the inquest has taken place.
And that will be?
Tomorrow at the Town Hall in Chelsea.
Thereafter, may the request be granted?
I shall speak to the Commissioner, sir, on your nameless client's behalf.
I am obliged to you, Inspector.
If I were to reveal the identity of the murdered man to you, could I expect you to be candid with me?
Candour is not a word I care for. What does it mean at law? It has no place at law.
I am an officer of the law, Mr. Coleridge, and you are one of its practitioners. In these capacities, I ask you this. Is the name Theo Did Wallace known to you?
It is not.
Have you any notion how the unknown benefactor came by the news of the murder?
Notions. Examine the facts, sir. This morning's newspaper carries a graphic account of this desperate felony.
So, you volunteered to the inspector the information relative to the loss of the jewels.
What was the alternative, milady? The inspector himself may yet examine the other members of the household. Had I refrained from mentioning it altogether, it could only have led to graver embarrassments later on.
Very true. You did well, Greenleaf.
thankful to have been of some small service, my lady.
And is Polly returned?
Returned and feasting on halibut in the odd man's yard, my lady.
When she is quite replete, send Nell up with her Greenleaf. I hope for all our sakes that we shall hear no more from the gentleman of the detective.
Great though your distress must be, girl, be consoled with the fact that Mr. Didwallace escaped drowning, a fate that was often on his mind.
Ma'am, who could have done such a dreadful thing to Theo? He was the kindest, most courteous man in the world.
You must compose yourself, miss. If you want to see the murderer brought to book, and who could not pray, then your first course must be to stifle your grief and visit those detective gentlemen, Mr. Millions and Mr. Surecard.
She was too overcome with distress, sir, according to the constable outside, to remain here until we returned. She has seemingly repaired to the bosom of her ma, one Emily Tang, who keeps a greengrocery and allied provisions hard by the Elephant and Castle.
Then I suppose we shall have to cross the river and examine this misery-sodden young lady.
I'm sorry, Inspector, but the doctor was most insistent that Hester should take to her bed. He administered a little laudanum, and she will, God being merciful, sleep until morning.
Far be it from me to intrude upon the medicated slumbers of your daughter, ma'am. But you must understand that any delay can only assist the murderer to escape scot-free.
Hester is insensible, sir, and has been this last hour.
Perhaps, in the interim, this good lady may be able to furnish us with certain needed items of information.
I believe in February of this year he was partial to green vegetables.
Which fact has been corroborated by his erstwhile landlady, Mrs. Oliphant of Pimlico.
Modesty somewhat inhibits me, but accuracy impels me to state that Hester and I are not the kind of persons you might normally expect to find purveying greengroceries by the Elephant and Castle.
I had made certain assumptions of that nature, ma'am.
No one of perception could fail to. For this reason, Mr. Didwallace, himself a gentleman of breeding, came to regard our little premises as something of an oasis in the barren social landscape of these southern boroughs.
Wasn't long, perhaps, before the late deceased was himself sat here, sipping beef tea and other gentle stimulants in the presence of yourself and Miss Hester.
Such indeed was the case, Mr. Surecard. I must allow that I did not discourage these visits of his, inclining as he was to note poor Hester with an eye of favour.
Which she, perchance, shyly returned.
I think we may conclude that by November some kind of understanding had been reached between the two young people.
Did you discover the nature of Mr. Didwallace's employment, or the source of his income?
He held, I believe, a number of shares in overseas ventures. At the end of September he received a very handsome dividend.
How did this windfall manifest itself, Mrs. Tang?
Why, generously. He entertained myself and Hester to an elegant dinner at Thrasher's Hotel in Lower Fleet Street. Salmon, Inspector.
Oh.
And a half-dozen fowl.
My
3
word.
bottles of claret and 1 of Madeira, a syllabub, Mr. Surecard, and a glass of the crustiest port.
And green vegetables.
2 pound of broad beans, well buttered, which gave Mr. Didwallace the most refined of pleasures.
Mrs. Tang, in the gentleman's subsequent visits to your greengrocery, did he give any indication of future financial hopes?
He gave us to understand that by the end of this month he intended to conclude certain business affairs and repair to Somerset, where he maintained a charming and genteel mansion.
A mansion in Somerset, Surecard. Did he say where the mansion was situated in that county, ma'am?
Why, yes, he did. It was near a village called Lumsden Magna. But how can this
Did
be?
he hope to bear away your daughter as Mrs. Didwallace, soon to be the mistress of this country dwelling?
That has been our constant inference, sir.
Yet the sombre fact remains that someone murdered Mr. Didwallace. Or cannot have been as roseate in his path as you were led to assume.
What the lad means is this. Did the gentleman, to your knowledge, have any ill wishers, bad friends, malicious connections?
He spoke of none to us, nor could his nature have admitted of such.
Just so. But apart from yourself and Miss Hester, was he on terms of intimacy with anyone else in this neighbourhood?
His was a sublimely generous nature. From time to time he would entertain our lodger in some public house to which that person is attached.
And the fortunate lodger would be?
The ancient Theaker, gentlemen. Please be seated.
Your servant, sir.
Gin?
Aye?
Gin.
No, at present. We are here in respect of the late Mr. Theo Didwallis, a gent well known to you.
Whatever I can say, I shall say. Item said Didwallis was no friend of mine.
We were given to understand otherwise.
We were led to assume that he and you were boon companions, no less, on many a convivial evening at your favourite public house.
It is true that he plied me with drink in the back bar of the Fife and Drummer, but not from friendship. Never from friendship.
And why, Theaker? Why?
I eventually descried a twofold intention in his abnormal hospitality, gents. He knew me to be a professed suitor for the hand of Miss Hester Tang, and hoped by frequently rendering me insensible to steal a march on me and thereby confound my suit.
The which confounding he evidently achieved.
He stole her from my bosom, sirs. From me, will have cherished that gentle creature since '53, when she was still at a dame school in Edmonton and here irregularly on that account.
Oh, he thwarted you in love, sir. But you spoke of a twofold intention.
His soi-disant affection for Miss Hester sprang from no pure passion. It was mercenary, sirs.
We cannot accept that the financial returns from such a business would be such as to attract a flash gent like Didwallis. Plainly, sir, there ain't the money in the green.
A sprat to catch a mackerel, sir. There were, to continue the marine metaphor, other fish to fry.
You disliked and mistrusted the fellow.
That I cannot gainsay, Mr. Surecard.
Then tell me this. Where were you on or about 6 o'clock of the evening of the 19th inst?
Where was I? You think I done him in? Swing for that wretch.
Where? Were you? Theaker.
I was on High Stall, third from the right, in the second office as you're coming from Chancery Lane. If you was to be paying a visit to them justly famed solicitors and notaries public, Coleridge and Brimacombe.
Coleridge and Brimacombe, sir?
The same, and known to you, detective gents, I'll be sworn.
We shall verify, Theaker. Be sure of that.
Oh, do, sir, oh, do. When I think you'll find that no clerk in the service of Coleridge and Brimacombe quits his stall much before 7:30 of an evening.
But what is this to do with Didwallis?
It was because of my long employment with that firm that he professed friendship for me. I inadvertently let slip, when lyrical with brandy, and I reproach myself daily for it, that a certain party, known to him and me, was in receipt of a regular allowance through Coleridge and Brimacombe, paid in cash by me quarterly.
The certain party being, perhaps, a lady of gentle station who keeps a green grocery and allied provisions hard by the Elephant and Castle.
To say more would be to compel my rashness in admitting the same to Theo Didwallis.
But you do not rebut my assistant's identification.
These lips is sealed, sir, in shame and humiliation. But one thing more. Shortly after I let slip in my unguarded cups this unusual tidbit of commercial information, something was up at Coleridge and Brimacombe's. My eye, but something was very much up, and queer. Mr. Coleridge himself took charge of certain aspects of security, gentlemen, in the matter of locks changed, keys cuts, windows further barred. Why he undertook these provisions is unknown to me. What is known to me is that very soon after these precautions had been taken, Theo Didwallis is arrived here with fine suitings and a silver-top cane, and takes Mrs. Tang and her lovely offspring to a knife and forker in Fleet Street, and himself to a highly expensive set of rooms in Pimlico.
Coleridge is an astute and dangerous man, Surecard. We must meet cunning with cunning, lad, and deviousness with the like.
If you was to engage him in conversation in his office, sir, and if I, behind closed doors, was to cast a very sharp eye about his general office, who knows what I might discover?
This is outrageous. If you're caught a prying, lad, it's the end of your career in the detective. If you find what we need, you're a made man.
There can be nothing for us to discuss. It is late, and I have gentlemen to meet at my club. Now, if you will kindly
I shall keep you no
me.
more than 3 minutes, sir, by your clock or my watch, whichever you propose.
As you well know, sire, the firm of Coleridge and Berriman acts for many of the gentry and nobility of this country, and can in no way be associated with random murder.
But it can, sir. Let me assure you that the victim discovered some 3 months ago a certain arrangement concluded by your firm that made Mrs. Emily Tang of the Elephant and Castle recipient of a certain sum quarterly.
As to that,
Shortly
sir,
after his making that discovery, there was a burglary, break-in, exploratory visit, call it what you will, effected on these premises, subsequent to which you made every effort to ensure that such another visit would be humanly impossible.
Am I to take these assumptions seriously?
I contend that the late Theo Did Wallace found the information he sought on your premises, and that having found it, he embarked upon a career of blackmail, for which he paid the heaviest penalty on the 19th of this month.
Supposition, sir. All supposition. The law has no care for theory, sir, but only for fact.
I believe that in some way the party who paid your clerk burial money for Did Wallace and the party whom Did Wallace was blackmailing were intimately connected, and that all the information I require, all the confirmation I need, will be found amongst the deed boxes of this firm.
In all this gossamer of conjecture, there is not one item that you can prove. I warned you before that taciturnity is my profession. Oh, come, sir, come. You know the way of the world in these matters as well as I do. And so, I must respectfully ask you to take your leave. I have other duties, other appointments.
You have cats on the premises?
Cats? Who is there?
No one, sir, that I can see or you can observe.
You are becoming exasperating to me, Inspector. I hope it will not be necessary for me to pay a call on your commissioner.
That must be your decision, Mr. Coleridge. Good night, sir. Psst. Psst. Surecard, are you there?
Yes, sir. Oh, that was a near thing.
Close run and no mistake. You were nimble out of that office, lad. Fleet as a doe. Now, what did you find? Keep your voice down, lad.
The ancient figure has his wits about him, little though we may wish to admit same. A number of deed boxes had new padlocks, and all the deed boxes had fresh iron clamps.
Did they, by gad? From the infernal pandemonium you were making, I had supposed you'd been hurling the boxes about the room. Mr. Coleridge was discomposed.
I had to crawl, sir. I had to hunt about. The information we sought, need it be said, did not yield itself readily. But 4 deed boxes had new padlocks.
4, then? Forced by Did Wallace. To whose affairs did they relate?
1, the Earl of Cadwallader. 2, the Duke of Ceylon and his heir, Lord Trincomalee. 3, the Laird of Yell. And 4, Sir Lisbon Delahunty.
We are treading on hallowed ground. We must be circumspect. Recall that we have nothing but conjecture on our side.
Yet without conjecture, how shall we proceed?
Just so. Tomorrow, you will make exhaustive inquiries amongst the jewellers of Hatton Garden. I shall repair to the home of Mr. Rowland Stanyhurst. You do me great honour, sir, in making so free of your time this abominable morning.
Well, now, Inspector, I am as anxious as you are that the scoundrel who committed the murder should be laid by the heels. At the same time, however, I am unable to see how I personally can further your investigations.
I believe it has been proposed that Sir Lisbon may shortly be required to form a new government.
Great heavens, Inspector, how did you come by this intelligence?
Let us say it came to me indirectly, but from a source I believe to be unimpeachable.
Then, in all confidence, I must own that Sir Lisbon may well be our next Prime Minister. He will have confirmation within the next few days.
Precisely, and therefore anything that may serve to keep Sir Lisbon in a congenial frame of mind during these anxious few days should be encouraged.
Of course.
But you worry me strangely. What could possibly destroy Sir Lisbon's peace of mind? Say something, man.
Theo did Wallace.
I beg your pardon?
Theo did Wallace is the name of the murdered man. Does it mean anything to you?
No, sir, it does not.
Has that name ever hung on the lips of Sir Lisbon or her ladyship?
Never in my presence.
Forgive me, sir, but the question must be put. Has Sir Lisbon ever been blackmailed?
Blackmailed? That most blameless, that most chivalrous of men, the idea is appalling.
With respect to your affection for the gentleman, that was not a direct answer to my question.
Of course he has never been blackmailed.
Thank you, sir. Does the name Tang awaken any remembrance? Emily Tang or Hester Tang?
You baffle me increasingly. I know no one of that name, nor did I ever hear it before.
Very good, sir. Now, has Sir Lisbon no direct heir?
None. Mr. Wilbraham, his nephew, stands now as his own son would have done had fate chosen to spare his life.
There was a son, then, who died?
Robert Delahunty elected to follow a military calling. When he was 18, Sir Lisbon purchased him a commission in the Duke of Portsmouth's cavalry. That same year, whilst his ship, the Redoubtable, was making its way to the Bombay Residency, it was wrecked off Berriman in the southern Arabian Narrows. Only 2 lives were spared, those of a bumboatman and a sergeant of marines. All else perished. A malign providence, as if determined to augment its hatred of the Delahuntys, struck again 3 years later. Sir Lisbon's sister, Ambrosia, and her husband, then being engaged upon an extensive tour of Portugal, that country which gave Sir Lisbon his name, were set upon and murdered by bandidos.
Dreadful. Dreadful.
The slaughtered couple had left behind them in England their son, young Cluny, who was then made his uncle's ward for the term of his legal infancy.
A tragic narrative, Mr. Stanyhurst. But the sum of all is this: that Cluny Wilbraham, orphan and former ward of Sir Lisbon, is now his direct and only heir.
Such is the case, Inspector. And a better young fellow than Cluny to exercise those privileges that will someday be his, I cannot imagine anywhere in the world.
Morn, sir. Have I the honour?
Dynasty Surecard, sir, of the detective.
Upon my soul. What have detectives to do with my premises?
You are Mr. Anderson Turnipseed, purveyor of fine jewellery to the late King William and the houses of Habsburg and Delaroba?
My father, sir, had that honour. See before you a scion of that stock. Edgar Turnipseed, at your service, sir.
I've called at many jewellers, sir, during the course of my inquiries, though none boasting so celebrated a clientele as your own.
Too kind, sir, too kind.
Those inquiries being relative to the recent murder in Cheney Walk.
Lord, how unpleasant.
To be sure, no one, however low in station he be, cares to have his cranium shattered by a pistol ball at close range.
Is it absolutely necessary? Give me the details so unsparingly.
All details must pass in review before us, Mr. Turnipseed. To that end, I must ask you to cast back your mind some 3 months.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Refer to end September?
The very period, sir, to which my inquiries appertain.
My mind's cast back, sir.
From whom did you buy certain family jewels for a sum not less than £3,000?
Impossible disclose. Matters this nature, confidential sales, noble families in difficulties. Accept my apologies.
Would you have me drag you before a magistrate, Mr. Turnipseed? Would you enjoy a lengthy sojourn behind the bars of Euston Police Station?
There can be no crime in buying jewellery when the identity of the owner vouchsafed.
The only crime lies in concealing that identity when it is required during the course of an investigation into homicide.
You're putting a fella ticklish situation, sir. Noble name at stake.
Then let me assist you. You have only to nod your head or shake that extremity. No names mentioned by you or me.
Extraordinary fellow you are, Mr. Surecard.
Would this jewellery belong to a certain lady of title, presently residing at 101B Cheney Walk? Thank you, sir. Would that lady herself have brought the jewels in? Thank you, sir. Would a certain titled gentleman renowned in the House of Commons for his striking reticence have brought the jewels in? Obliged you, sir. Did the party who brought the jewels in request to receive cash money?
Absolutely amazing fella.
It is a sorry adventure, Rowland, and I am greatly ashamed of my part in it.
There is no need to disclose your secrets to me. I am here simply to prepare you for what the inspector may come to ask.
As he intended?
As I'm sure he intended.
Then you shall know. As my oldest and dearest friend, you shall know before that fellow finds out for himself. Shortly after the news of Robert's death reached us, when Eleanor was still in mourning in Somerset, I came to London to attend the opening of Parliament. Business affairs took me to my solicitor's office in Chancery Lane. There I met, briefly, Miss Emily Tang, who also had business with Coleridge and Burlington. Miss Tang had recently been disappointed in a lengthy Chancery suit. I was full of grief over poor Robert's death. It seemed natural that we should console each other. Unhappily, I allowed our friendship to develop into an intimacy which was to express itself in the birth of a child to Emily. She, noble woman, was prepared to vanish forever, but I settled on her a regular allowance to be paid quarterly through the offices of Coleridge and Burlington. From that day to this, I have had no word of Emily or her child, save that they are in good health.
And Eleanor knows nothing of this?
Nothing. The knowledge would destroy her, as surely as it will destroy my own career if it is bruited abroad.
But no one so far has come forward with this information and requested money in return for silence?
No one. No one. Could I have concealed such a predicament from Eleanor? From yourself?
Then all may not be lost.
So, turnip seed paid out. Good. Lay them how you will, Dynasty. The pieces are beginning to assemble. The intricate pattern is almost complete.
But the murderer, sir? The homicide?
Suspicions. Deep suspicions. But no absolute proof as yet.
Then how should you proceed?
I shall throw down a desperate gauntlet. Let us see who has the temerity to pick it up.
You have asked us all to remain here, Inspector, at great inconvenience to ourselves. I hope, sir, that you have a sufficient explanation for us.
I must at once tell you that the murderer of Theo Didwallace is presently under this roof, Sir Lisbon.
No.
It is my intention to take that murderer into custody within the hour.
But this is a monstrous and appalling accusation.
And one not uttered lightly. If I may persuade you all to listen to me for a very few minutes, I shall demonstrate the dreadful chain of events that led to the moment of retribution outside this house not 5 nights ago.
Is it vital that the ladies should be present, Inspector?
Sir, it is inescapable that all remain in this room.
We have nothing to fear, Lisbon. And both Caroline and I would wish to assist the Inspector in any manner he may desire.
Thank you, your ladyship.
Inspector, forgive me that in this moment of genuine awe, I should have failed in my duties as a host. Will you, sir, take a cup of mulled claret?
With respect, Sir Lisbon, I cannot accept your hospitality when I'm about to distress the assembled company, however reluctantly. The mulled claret would be as gall, sir. As gall.
I appreciate your sensibility.
In brief, then, a certain adventurer named Theo Didwallace formed a friendship with a mother and daughter name of Tang, who own a greengrocery and allied provisions hard by the Elephant and Castle. I see, Sir Lisbon, that the name is not unknown to you.
Proceed, sir.
With rare cunning, this Didwallace established a connection between you, Sir Lisbon, and the family Tang. I shall not offend decency by dilating on this. Suffice that Did Wallace, armed with this knowledge, and through no fault of a certain solicitor, prepared to embark upon a career of blackmail. Deviously, he chose to approach Lady Delahunty.
What?
Knowing that you, sir, might well be prepared to sacrifice your political future in order to have the blackmail exposed. Lady Delahunty, fearful for your career, sacrificed her jewels in that cause.
Eleanor, my dear, why did you not confide in me?
The jewels fetched some £3,000 from the establishment of Mr. Edgar Turnipseed of Hatton Garden. This money was paid to Did Wallace, and Lady Delahunty hoped to have heard the last of that hateful name. But Did Wallace, learning of Sir Lisbon's proximity to the office of Prime Minister, determined to make an even more monstrous demand. I believe in the matter of disinheriting Mr. Cluny Wilbraham in Did Wallace's favour.
The villain!
This greed was his undoing. Did Wallace was at the rendezvous at a few minutes before 6 on that fateful evening. I suggest he was offered yet more money, that he refused, insisting on much greater rewards for his silence, that his interlocutor, driven beyond all normal restraints, shot him and vanished into the fog. By the time my assistant Surecard began his inquiries here, that interlocutor was beneath this roof.
But, Inspector, this is a sorry tale. Days ago you satisfied yourself that no one here could conceivably have been out by the river a few minutes before 6 when that wretch's life was ended so terribly. Our whereabouts are all accounted for.
Oh, so yes, indeed.
Are they, Mr. Stanyhurst? Are they? Absolutely? Now, let me ask you all this. Who was it, at 5 minutes before 6, who had the means and opportunity to leave this house unnoticed, dispatch the blackmailer, and return again to the house without being missed? And who, at noon, the day after the murder, carried to the firm of Coleridge and Brimacombe burial money for the dead man?
For heaven's sake, Inspector!
Someone who acted throughout disinterestedly. That most loyal of souls and expeditious of servants. Education Greenleaf.
Greenleaf?
But this is...
My dear.
Smelling salts. Her ladyship has fainted.
My instructions, Inspector, are to represent the interests of Sir Lisbon's butler. To that end, I must ask for an immediate interview with the unfortunate man.
Education Greenleaf absolutely denies the killing, Mr. Coleridge. Denies it outright.
Oh, then, unless you intend to charge him with the murder at once, I shall demand his instant release.
I see I must make myself clear to you. Greenleaf is no more the murderer than you, or I, or Dynasty Surecard. I arrested him in order to wring a confession from the true murderer.
This cruel and most unnatural procedure will lose you your post, sir, that I swear.
Oh, I have no absolute proof, sir, and I confess it. I need a voluntary statement of guilt. I believe I shall receive it within the hour. If I don't, you may call me Attila the Hun, and I shall suffer the appellation with all humility.
In view of this preposterous admission, I demand the immediate release of Mr. Education Greenleaf.
Yes, Surecard.
Gentleman outside, sir, wishing to speak to you most earnestly.
Ah, might his request have bearing on the Cheney Walk murder, Surecard?
Certain of it, sir.
Inspector, I warn
Show
you...
the gentleman in, if you please. Mr. Coleridge and I were expecting him.
Yes, sir. Mr. Cluny Wilbraham, sir.
The accused, the self-accused, Cluny Wilbraham, was, as we have heard, the sole heir and legatee of Sir Lisbon Delahunty, In addition to the generous marriage settlement that Sir Lisbon had already arranged, he left the bookshop of Pallet and Kidney and hastened through the fog to Cheyne Walk. He pleaded with Didwallace. His pleas were laughed to scorn. Now, this was called murder, gentlemen of the jury. Premeditated murder, and no sudden crime of passion. Cold murder, performed to protect the accused's financial interests.
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
The devil take it, lad, it's a dreadful morning. A monstrous morning. A morning of sleet and wind. Why do you pester me with your inanities when you can see I'm preoccupied?
I was not aware, sir, of that fact.
Come closer. Can you read my writing?
I hope so, sir, though with some little difficulty.
It's the clearest hand in Battersea, boy. Read it. Read it.
Didwallace described as fallow?
Sallow, you imbecile. Didwallace was sallow.
Passion for greens, no traces whereabouts for riding at Elephant Castle, dread of drowning, sergeant of marines and a bumboatman. Sir, I don't follow, Inspector. Why are these jottings on Didwallace? The case is closed, and Cluny Wilbraham swings next week.
We have not heard the last of this affair. I feel it. My ribs know it. I lie awake at nights, lad, and I wonder. There's something deeper, darker, viler about this case, and we have not discovered it.
Sir?
Put on your hat and coat again, Surecard, and rearrange your comforter. Whistle your tune, if you must. You and I are going to pay a visit to my lords of the Admiralty.
The coincidence, sir, can only be described as amazing.
Coincidence or destiny, Surecard, call it what you will. These musty vaults of Admiralty have yielded up what may well prove to be the most vital piece of information in the entire case.
Can we be sure it is the same gentleman?
We have only to ask him.
It was off Berriman, sirs, a treacherous island in the Arabian Narrows. The Redoubtable was driven by a squall onto a hidden reef of coral. Her hull was tore open, and the ocean poured in. Oh, many bold lads was drowned within sight of land. Many more was taken by sharks. Tragic fate. Many more was bedded to death against those fangs of coral. I was spared, Jimmin. And with me, a bum boatman what had come aboard at Aden, got insensible drunk, and woke to find himself bobbing about the Gulf of Araby.
Happy indeed, Sergeant, to be two men plucked from a watery grave when all else perished. If all else perished.
As to that, sir, I cannot positively swear.
Do you recall, during the voyage, a young ensign of the Duke of Portsmouth cavalry named Robert Delahunty?
Do I recall him? Delahunty? Oh, bless you, sir. He was by then a prisoner under marine escort.
A prisoner?
A prisoner? Matter of peculation, sir. Matter of mess funds misappropriated. Ensign Delahunty was being held under close arrest pending a court-martial in Bombay.
Then, if the young scoundrel had escaped the hazards of coral and ocean and marauding sharks, if he, perhaps a mile or more from where you and the drunken bumboatman found safety, had himself waded through hot brine shallows to the security of some Arabian beach, if, I say, young Delahunty did survive, it would not have been in his best interest to make his way either back to Malta or on to Bombay, where the British military or the East India Company might surely have been made aware of his misdemeanours and themselves sent him for trial.
Supposing him to have escaped, sir, I venture to agree that he would have looked upon the shipwreck as a merciful deliverance from the disgrace and ignominy which would certainly have attended him else.
You are a capital fellow, Sergeant Clench, and I salute you again. It was the widow Oliphant, with her many references to Didwallace's fear of drowning, that put it first in my mind.
Oh, sir.
Then there was his passion for greens. Perhaps he developed scurvy during his long and doubtless rigorous journey from South Arabia to Europe. Well, in this I feel confident that Theo Didwallace and Robert Delahunty were one and the same. Greenleaf, I must speak to your master.
Sir Lisbon and Lady Delahunty are not at home, sir, but her ladyship said that if you should call, I was to give you this sealed letter.
I'm obliged to you, Greenleaf. Are you aware of the nature of this message?
I am not, sir.
Now, what have we?
Inspector Millions, since you are reading this note, it must mean that you've not left off your investigations. If you wish to speak to me, you must meet me at Harvard's Wharf at 9 o'clock on the evening of the 12th. I entreat you to allow this interview to be quite private between the two of us. Eleanor Delahunty.
The 12th, Surecard?
The 12th is today, sir.
And Harvard's Wharf?
Liverpool, sir. Where the transatlantic packets sail for America.
My lady,
Inspector?
I admire your courage and your integrity. If there were some other way...
I thank you for coming so far and so fast to see me.
Sir Lisbon?
My husband is in his cabin. I gave him a sleeping draught of his brandy. I pray he may not awake until late tomorrow morning. When he does, he will find a letter from me.
Who is in your confidence?
Apart from faithful Cluny, only Mr. Stanyhurst. I was obliged to reveal much to him in order that he might somehow prepare poor Caroline for a period of abysmal horror.
Had I not called at your house, had I not received your letter, had we not been speaking now, what would you have done?
Mr. Wilbraham would have been exonerated once we were on the high seas. I should have sailed to America with my husband.
This gives me no pleasure, ma'am. I have no pride in this affair.
Oh, you are an excellent and assiduous detective. You must...
You are faint, ma'am?
I am about to die.
What?
Will you support me a moment, Inspector?
Take my arm. Come. Try to walk with me over there, where we may sit. There. May I, without offence, support you, ma'am?
Put your arm round my shoulders. Thank you. I'm growing very weary.
What have you taken?
A fatal dose of chloral hydrate.
Oh.
I'm a coward, Inspector. I could not face a public trial and imprisonment and execution.
The circumstances are such that no judge would don the black cap, ma'am.
I killed. I have been discovered. I must suffer the punishment. When I am insensible, you will not call upon a doctor in an attempt to revive me.
This once I shall disregard the law and think only of mercy. You've suffered too much already, and alone.
I thank you, sir. Once I feared you, but now I judge you to be a compassionate man.
Our time together is running short, ma'am. Have I your assurance that tomorrow Mr. Stanyhurst is instructed to visit the prison governor and release Mr. Wilbraham from his quixotic and terrible predicament?
Mr. Stanyhurst will do that. Mr. Coleridge also possesses similar instructions, which he will read on breaking open a sealed letter which has been in his safe since the morning after Cluny made his desperate proposition to me.
Cluny Wilbraham saw you, did he not?
Yes.
He was about to enter your house when he heard the shot.
Yes.
Saw you running back to the front door where you were ostensibly calling for your lost cat.
Yes, he was appalled, but he trusted me. He said, say nothing, do nothing. I shall return within the hour.
And on his hurried way to and from the Pont Street bookshop, he devised a scheme to give you temporary protection, should our investigations come too close.
When my own son, began his second blackmail attempt, I felt it necessary to take Cluny into my confidence. He was fully prepared to surrender his entire hopes if we could be sure that Robert would keep his word. But we both knew by then that Robert was entirely evil. So evil that he threatened to marry Hester, his own half-sister, in order to make the scandal more complete. I knew this revelation would destroy my husband. He would have taken his own life had such a wickedness occurred. I pleaded with Robert. He said he meant to punish us for his wretched wandering years subsequent to the shipwreck. He would take our money, then our land, then our good name. And I shot him.
I guessed at much of this, but not that your son could have devised so unnatural and dreadful a method of blackmail. I shall suppress this whole aspect of the case, if it is in my power to do so. Sir Lisbon will have griefs enough without a further outrage to his mind.
I cannot see you, Inspector. Is it growing yet darker?
Hold my hand firmly, my lady. What you have waited for is about to happen. The ship has cast off.
I cannot see you. But your hand is warm.
Tight, ma'am. Hold tight. You are not alone.
Will you promise to tell the children, to tell Cluny and Caroline, that a wretched and evil woman begs their forgiveness, that it is her last wish that they put by this horror and marry soon and lead their own happy and blameless lives, far away from this shadow?
No one will look upon you as wretched or evil. You are, ma'am, the bravest woman it has been my privilege to meet. I'm thankful to be with you now.
The ship. She is putting out to sea.
Hard. Hold hard. The ship is moving, ma'am. Sweetly into the night.
Goodbye, Lisbon. Goodbye, my dearest. Oh.
My lady. Eleanor. What is a man to do?
In The Terrible Connexion, by Michael Robson, Inspector Millions was played by Nigel Stock, Dynasty Surecard by Anthony Hall, and Lady Eleanor Delahunty by Liane Aukin. Denis McCarthy played Sir Lisbon Delahunty, MP, Simon Lack, Rowland Stanyhurst, Diana Berriman, Caroline Stanyhurst, Trader Faulkner, Education Greenleaf, Michael Burlington, Cluny Wilbraham, Olwen Griffiths, Hester Tang, and Kate Coleridge, Emily Tang. The Ancient Theaker was played by John Hollis, Serjeant Clench by Stephen Thorne, Dead Bob by Peter Pacey, Mrs. Oliphant by Kathleen Helm, Mr. Coleridge by Gerald Cross, and Counsel for the Prosecution by Malcolm Hayes. The production was by David Spenser.
The Instruments of Darkness by Michael Robson, with Nigel Stock as Inspector Millions, Anthony Hall as Dynasty Surecard, Elizabeth Proud as Melisande Lady Quandary, and Richard Handel as Porrit. The Instruments of Darkness.
My lord.
What is it, Porrit?
Breakfast is quite ready, my lord.
Why, thank you, Porrit.
Oh, what was that, my lord?
Another subsidence, I fear. It seems that our garden by the sea is diminishing rapidly. How long, I wonder, before the very foundations of the house be threatened?
I think the garden will outlive us all, my lord.
I pray you are right, for Dunwich has yielded much more than enough to the sea already. They say that when the tides are northerly, you can hear the bells of the sunken churches tolling for the dead, and for those yet to die.
Oh, I have heard that superstition, my lord, and prefer to disregard it.
I admire your sturdy common sense. I wish I could share it.
Good morning, Xerxes.
Ah, my dear girl. Had I known you were coming down for breakfast, I should have waited.
I am glad you did not, for I shall be eating nothing. A drink of tea will serve me well enough.
Are you perfectly yourself, Melisande? You appear fragile. Lovely, but fragile. Why those violet stains beneath your eyes?
I slept indifferently. The sea thundering against the cliffs awoke me. Thereafter I was troubled with unpleasant dreams.
How very discommoding.
Yes. Well, the sun is shining now and my spirits have somewhat risen. Does the Times have any interesting items of information this morning?
Do you know it does? I had scarcely begun reading of bizarre events at the Crystal Palace when you came into the room.
Bizarre events? How so?
Let me read you the report. The happy excitement attendant upon the forthcoming opening of the Crystal Palace in Hyde Park by Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness Prince Albert has been marred by two inexplicable fatalities. 2 days ago, at 6:30 in the morning, a scaffolder, one Victory Tidd, was seen abruptly to collapse and fall heavily and headlong some 40 feet through glass and past girders to the floor of the Oriental tea room.
Oh, the poor creature.
But yesterday morning, an even more macabre death was to follow. During an informal visit by several members of Parliament, a man was seen lying motionless some 60 feet up in the branches of a sycamore tree, the centerpiece of an horticultural display. When the unfortunate person was eventually reached, it was found that his heart was savagely ruptured. Though by what agency, it has not yet been determined. The deceased... Great heavens!
Xerxes, what is it?
The deceased, who had become one of the most gifted landscape gardeners of the exhibition, has been named as Mr. Temperance Muldoon of Chelsea.
Muldoon? Ah!
Surecard! Surecard! Where is the lad? Confound him.
Coming, sir. At once, sir. On my way, sir. Well, sir, may I give you good morning, sir?
No, you may not, sir. Do you know where I have been this past hour, Surecard? I have been closeted with the man upstairs. That man has seen fit to postpone my proposed holiday to Hove in favour of a new investigation. Are there not, I cried, other officers of the detective force who are capable of undertaking this work? But that man was adamant, lad, was obdurate as very agate. Millions must lead this investigation, he said, and millions must solve it within the fortnight before the royal couple open the exhibition at the Crystal Palace.
I'm glad to make your acquaintance, Inspector Millions, though I could wish the circumstances had been more congenial.
Indeed, Sir Joseph. Two dreadful shadows over the forthcoming exhibition. This is my assistant, Mr. Dynasty Surecard. Surecard, be gratified to meet Sir Joseph Paxton, prime planner of this remarkable edifice.
Gratified to be sure, Sir Joseph. And may I add, my sincere congratulations on his vast, though graceful spectacle.
Surecard, We have detected business to hand, and these felicitations must wait upon a more suitable occasion. I am sure Sir Joseph will concur.
Aye, well, tell me how I may assist you, gentlemen, and assist you I will and shall.
Thank you, sir. Now, were the men Victory Tidd and Temperance Muldoon known personally to you?
Tidd I hardly knew at all, but I secured the services of Muldoon myself. He was a very considerable gardener. Tragic loss.
When did Muldoon enter upon his labours here?
8 months ago, almost to the day. He came to me with strong recommendations from his former employer, Xerxes, Lord Quandary of Paradox Park in the county of Suffolk.
Ah, thank you, sir. Now, both these men gave every satisfaction.
In all respects.
No hostile elements within the exhibition, sir? No internal jealousies or petty vindications?
None, to my knowledge. Nay, I may add that until these tragedies occurred, the very air of Hyde Park was supremely joyous.
Joyous, perhaps. Joyous, superficially. Yet homicide, sir, is my forte. And I think and believe my superiors would not have seen fit to cancel my proposed visit to Holmes for anything less instinct with horror than homicide.
To that end, Sir Joseph, our next call is upon Dr. Melchior Yolland, who examined the bodies of both Tidd and Muldoon.
But what more can you wish to know, Inspector? Your senior has copies of my report already.
Your reports do not make it clear, Dr. Yolland, if both Tidd and Muldoon were hailed before the judgment seat by similar means.
Because the situations were quite different. Tidd fell through glass, glanced off girders, and suffered further injuries from shattering a sandalwood case containing 144 pounds of prime Darjeeling. Muldoon, on the other hand, was found dead in the fork of a sycamore 60 feet above the ground. His injuries were the more readily able to be studied.
Do you wish for the report, Inspector?
Thank you, lad. His diaphragm and lower ventricle had been shattered by what could have been, and I quote your words, Doctor, a missile projected with enormous force by some means quite unknown to this physician, since the missile, if such it was, could not be found among the organs of the deceased, nor, as I understand it, in or anywhere near the tree in which the death took place.
That is correct, sir. Those were my conclusions.
Then what of Victory Tidd? Aside of those injuries he sustained while falling, was there also evidence of any such wound as put paid to the unfortunate Muldoon?
I have already told you viva voce, and I have clearly written down that the injuries sustained by Tidd in falling were so many, so serious, and so various, as to make it medically impossible to judge if the damage to the rib cage and heart had occurred before he began the fall, or, no, I will not be moved from this opinion.
Then may I persuade you to abandon your Hippocratic stance for a moment, and answer me as one citizen to another? What possible weapon might have killed Muldoon, or Muldoon and Tidd, without leaving any remnant behind?
Dr. Melchior Yolland was not the most amiable surgeon, sir. I seem to detect, if you'll forgive the figure, a naked reluctance to further our inquiries.
I should like to thrash him, Surecard. Thrash him within an inch of his insolent life. That a lisping pedant like Yolland should by so much as half an hour delay my trip to Hove moves me to thoughts of assassination. My blood rages.
Your facial parts are indeed suffused, sir. Much more than is their wont.
But Surecard, despite Yolland's criminal vacillation, I am of opinion that Tidd and Muldoon were killed by the same initial means and by the same hand.
Find what connects the two men, and we begin to trace a motive for their unseasonable parting from this world.
Ah, that's the hammer that drives the nail. Something linked them. Something much more desperate linked them than their adoration of horticulture at the Crystal Palace. Something that led them to seem of sufficient danger to a third party. That he was is obliged to remove them. Post haste. And to this end, Surecard, do you direct your steps to Victory Tidd's place of residence in Clerkenwell. Be unswerving in your investigations, lad. Admit of no makeshift evasions. For my part, I shall visit Mrs. Caroline Muldoon at 4 Trincomalee Stairs in the borough of Chelsea.
But who could have killed Muldoon, Inspector? And who shall now support me along my faltering path to the grave? Not Temperance Muldoon, Inspector. That faithful heart is stilled, quite still.
My own heart bleeds for your condition, ma'am. It bleeds. It does, indeed. But certain facts must be established if we are to lay his murderer by the heels.
Oh, yes, sir, of course. I shall do my best to stem these weak and foolish tears. Ask on, sir, I pray.
Victory Tidd.
I'm very glad to hear it, sir, I'm sure.
You mistake me, ma'am. Victory Tidd, also engaged upon work at the Crystal Palace, died not 2 days earlier, in circumstances similar to those in which your husband brutally perished.
Oh!
Have you ever met Mr. Tidd, ma'am?
Never, sir, I swear. The name's all unknown to me.
Your husband never mentioned him?
Never, not once, I swear.
No written communications ever passed between them?
Letters, sir, do you mean? Oh, no, sir. Muldoon and me was obliterates, sir, you might say, from birth. I'm proud of it. We read the Book of Nature, sir. That was all the learning we cared for.
Your reverence for matters bucolic does you credit, ma'am. But as to that, what made your husband leave the employ of Lord Quandery in Suffolk, given his evident passion for those fecund acres, and seek his fortune here, in the filth and venom of the city?
I recall the moment precise and clear as an holy image, sir. I was in our little garden in Paradox Park one Sunday morning, a-picking a rhubarb, sir, for dinner. An excellent clarifier of the blood, Inspector, and one I recommend.
But what happened amongst the rhubarb, ma'am?
Oh, Muldoon comes up to me, and Caroline, my girl, he cries, 'tis time to go, time to be off and away. You're leaving Lord Quandary, I count as after so many green and comforting years. Leaving, says he, and with 10 golden guineas as a farewell present from his lordship. There, girl, what of that?
Your husband also bore letters of recommendation from Lord Quandary, I understand, with one of which he was able to secure employment at the Crystal Palace.
Such, sir, was the case. Oh, Inspector, what is that dreadful noise?
You have a caller, ma'am, I fancy. Shall you answer it, Mrs. Muldoon, or will the caller wear out his knuckles on your door?
The door. 'Tis opening, Inspector. Are we to be slain in our beds, our sins still hot upon us?
In our beds, ma'am?
Shall I return later, sir?
Surecard! Why are you here and not in Clerkenwell, where your duty calls you?
No cash, sir, in brief.
No cash?
Pockets empty, purse idle, exchequer a yawning void.
Yawning voids in the course of an investigation? Is this the way to enhance your prospects of promotion, Surecard?
Interrupting, as I did, a matter of some intimacy.
What the devil are you talking about, lad? What carnal follies does your mind conjure?
Talks of beds and sins as I entered upon.
No, your place, Surecard. Entertain no more presumptions of that ilk. Mrs. Muldoon, was your husband called to higher service, leaving you in comfortable or indigent circumstances?
Oh, Muldoon was ever thoughtful, gents. This property's mine. I shall again be letting the upper rooms, and rental fees shall take care of my anguished widowhood.
Upper rooms? Did Mr. Muldoon let them out then, prior to his death?
Oh, yes, sir. Very discreet he was. Let to the quality, he said, engaged upon affairs of state.
Affairs of state, ma'am?
Shall I answer yourself, Inspector, or your young acquaintance, Mr. Deadshore?
Merely reply, Mrs. Muldoon.
Well, sirs, about 6 months after we come to London, Muldoon tells me he has been approached by a person or persons of rank, station and breeding as to the use of certain rooms of quality and distinction. Evidently, 4 Trincomalee stairs suited these persons, and Muldoon was in receipt of a small but useful honorarium as a result.
And did you discover who the person or persons of rank, station and breeding might be?
Mr. Surefire, I did not. I saw nothing of them, being out the house a good deal during the day.
But what of the night, ma'am?
The person or persons never stayed the night, sir. The person or persons seldom used the rooms at all.
Then do you think we might see these rooms, ma'am? An investigation there could prove highly pertinent. So, this is where affairs of state were conducted. Sniff, Surecard. Sniff again. Well, does nothing assail your nostrils?
Some trace, some lingering fragrance.
Perfume, lad. Feminine perfume. Of the subtler sort.
Do you believe this to be in a place of assignation, sir?
I believe nothing. Yet. But perfume is certainly present. Hello?
What is it, sir?
Cast your eye across the street. Who do you observe skulking down there?
Fleet Ned Sprott.
Fleet Ned, the my-side informer. Have him, Surecard. I shall follow in my own time. But have he pled the truth from those rancid lips of his?
Fleet Ned!
Oh, my eye. Oh, my afflicted eye, the peelers.
Fleet Ned Sprott! A word with you, my dear!
I'm too old to live at the troubles like this. Once I did in sweet days of yore. My lungs is therefore out.
What have you?
Can't stop seeing me barber. Barber's me uncle. Owes me a squirrel.
I warn you.
Fleet Ned Sprott in the gutter again.
Can it be you, Mr. Millions?
Hush your feet, Sprott. Don't breathe near my face.
You was always a sensitive man, Inspector.
Fleet Ned, talk. Avert your face, but talk. Of long afternoons in the upper rooms of 4 Trincomalee stairs.
Don't know it, sir. Never been near the place.
Leave there. Don't waste my time. Time that could be far better spent in Hove, contemplating the raging billows of the main, than here in the gutter with you.
Adjust your memory, Ned. Don't cross him now. He's working to a fashion. 4 Trincomalee stairs. Abode of the late Mr. Temperance Muldoon and his relict Caroline. Who visited when said Mrs. M was about her artless business away from home?
He hesitates, Surecard. He gingerly proffers his hand. Now, what might Fleet Ned require?
The power of cash to stir the memory is wonderful to behold, gents. Beauteous to see.
Tuppence farthing if we hear the truth. A week in chokey if you temporise.
Well, sirs, I've seen strange comings and goings at that abode of which you spoke but recent.
Strange?
A visitor come there perhaps 4 times, always of an afternoon, always with a key.
A visitor?
What kind of visitor?
High or low?
Whig or Tory?
Home or colonial?
Poor or rich?
Male
or female?
Of gender?
The faces was always wild. The physique slight and trim, the clothing obscure but costly, mode of a wry walk, cab. And I guess a young woman of uneasy virtue and considerable means, keeping of a assignation or tryst.
You spoke to the cabbies, doubtless. Now, where would this young woman have hailed their services?
Regent Street, sir. Always Regent Street.
But why were you favouring that particular house with your attention, Fleetned?
Because Muldoon spent freely in the Four Ales, gentlemen. And I've undered whence a humble gardener come with such ready, such often cash.
My ribs ache, Surecard. They torment me cruel. They inform me with a certainty born of 20 years with a detective that we are moving inexorably towards a perfect maelstrom of guilt and darkness. More devilry will surely follow these two murders.
Mr. Joint Schism. Mr. Edgar Joint Schism.
I am that man. And you, sir?
Nimble's Earthrowl, sir. And my partner, Danvers Gimlinge.
Earthrowl, Gimlinge. Quench your thirst in ale, but listen. Only listen to what I have to propose.
We flinch from nothing, sir, save infanticide and basket weaving. Trust us for all else.
I like you, boys. I like your forthright manner. Good. The matter, lads, is robbery. But robbery it must be by total stealth. Stealth, boys, must be the game.
Leave us alone for stealth, sir. Only tell us the place, only the place, and what we are to remove.
Close. Come close. Very close, boys. Xerxes, Lord Conry, and his lady wife are recently arrived once again in London to their townhouse in the borough of Marylebone. The house, good fellows both, is situate in Bentinck Street.
A rare neighbourhood, sir, and full of promise for lads of metal.
The house is in Bentinck Street, and formerly the dwelling of one Edward Gibbon.
Gibbon the Welbeck Strangler, sir?
Edward Gibbon, who sang the varied fortunes of the Roman Empire in many an improving volume.
We are to remove a library, sir?
Merely cease your interruptions and you shall learn what it is you are being paid to steal.
But you are still pale, Melisande. Was I right to bring you to London?
I was troubled by a recurrence of that dream that has disturbed so many of my slumbers at Paradox Park. But last night it was so real that I thought it must actually have happened here in Bentinck Street.
So real?
I thought I heard a long, hoarse scream of fear, a great clattering, then a dreadful, a most harrowing noise, as if someone had struck ground after falling from a desperate height.
My treasure, you are still dwelling upon the spectacular and tragic deaths of poor Muldoon and the man Tid. But if you are to know any tranquility whatsoever, you must put these thoughts behind you.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is a person from the detective wishing to see you. The name of Inspector Millions.
From the detective, Porritt? What can he possibly want of Lord Quandery?
I shall see him at once, Porritt.
Very good, my lord.
Should you repair to your room, Melisande, and recruit your strength in quiet?
No, of course not. It behoves us to meet such a celebrity with the liveliest interest.
Inspector Millions, my lord.
Thank you, Porritt. That will be all.
Your ladyship.
Inspector.
Lord Quandery, most grateful for this signalled opportunity.
My dear Inspector, whatever we can do, we shall do, to aid you in your inquiries relevant to Temperance Muldoon.
How swiftly, sir, you bring your lofty intellect to play upon the matter in hand. But why, given his wholesome devotion to all things rural, did Muldoon choose to quit his toils amid your Dunwich sanctuary and make for London?
How often have I asked myself that self-same question, sir?
And what was your reply, my lord?
Why, I was at a loss for an answer.
Ah, so no reason offers itself. He just ups and leaves.
A forceful and a cogent description of his exit from my employment.
Thank you. Now, his wife... was she a prima mobile in the Muldoon's urban adventure?
Caroline, that most genuine, that warmest-hearted of natures.
Rhubarb was her one excess. She was else the completest of helpmeets.
The rhubarb, I well recall. You parted then from the Muldoons on the best of terms. 10 guineas for the gardener, and letters of recommendation.
Accurate in each particular, sir.
You can think then of no person or persons who might have harboured such resentment against Muldoon as to have accomplished his assassination.
None, sir. The world was his friend. The meadow sang to his tread, and all creation flowered beneath his sunshine blandishments.
Then that shall be the superscription to his eternal resting place. Do you, my Xerxes, arrange it this very day?
Yes.
Come, sir. Haste, post haste from Clerkenwell, from the innocent alleys of Victory Tid.
Innocent? A dangerous word to use in my present, Surecard.
In the course of 2 long days and nights, I've discovered the late Victory Tid to have been a man of such startling virtue that I confess myself amazed he was not summoned to his eternal reward at birth. That poor fellow, sir, had not an enemy in the land. No eye recalling him but fills with tears.
I feared as much. Tid blameless, Muldoon apparently so, aside of that mysterious visitor in Chelsea. So, where now, Surecard? Where direct our path from this facer?
At the moment when Muldoon was first glimpsed, dead in the branches of the sycamore tree at the horticultural exhibition area, no fewer than 5 members of Parliament was present, in addition to the official guide.
Continue, lad.
The political gents in question was Mr. Cosmo Evergreen, Mr. Hatchard Millicent, Sir Jericho Arbogast, Mr. Nathaniel Upjohn, and the Laird of Yell.
Pretty enough crew, and we shall talk to them, everyone. Surecard, present yourself to the esquires of the party. For my part, I shall address my inquiries to the quality, Yell and Arbogast. Don't look so crestfallen, lad. Your turn with the titles will come when your toes are more securely placed upon the higher rungs of constabulary promotion. I observe, Mr. Rossiter, that your master, Sir Jericho, seems devoted to the rigours of the chase.
That observation is founded on hard facts, sir. The master has roamed in many of Hurth's swayed quarters in search of trophies, from the aye savannas of colonial Guyana to the echoing loneliness of the Great Karoo. His guns has known little rest these past 12 years.
But he still finds time for a useful day or two in the service of the House of Commons.
Neglect of his constituents is not a charge as can be levelled against Sir Jericho, sir. Sleepless he is in his efforts to bring his peoples to the land of Pisgah.
Naughty, sir! Show the inspector in at once. Busy men have need of punctuality.
Obliged to you, Sir Jericho. Thank ye, Rossiter.
Your humble, sir. Ever your humble and obedient.
Inspector Millions, what an enchantment it is to meet a sleuth of your pronounced and often proven brilliance. Throw yourself into a chair, sir, if you please.
I acknowledge with gratitude that handsome tribute from so discerning a baronet as yourself, Sir Jericho.
Well deserved, sir. Richly deserved. But how may I further your investigations?
I spoke recently to the Laird of Yell. My assistant has spoken recently to the other members of that parliamentary party that visited the Crystal Palace. So far, all statements taken point to the fact that at no time where the members of the party separated from their guide and mentor. Would you corroborate this, Sir Jericho?
Do you know, I believe I would. Yes, we were at all times within earshot of our delightful and informative Cicerone.
Of course you were. Of course you were. Had you perchance any prior knowledge of the gardener, Muldoon?
Would a gentleman have knowledge of an artisan?
Yet I believe, sir, that you are not unacquainted with Xerxes, Lord Quandary, and his wife, Lady Melisande, within whose purlieus the dead Muldoon once enjoyed many a happy and not unrewarded season of employment.
What a stern taskmaster it is, Inspector. Yes, I knew Muldoon was once employed by Quandary, but not once did I meet the fellow face to face.
I perfectly understand, Sir Jericho. Why should you, a baronet and rover, have first-hand knowledge of a lowly son of toil? Surecard.
Inspector,
I have spoken to the Laird of Yell and to the dashing Sir Jericho Arbogast. They maintain that the parliamentary party observing the Crystal Palace was all of a piece all the time.
Yet Mr. Cosmo Evergreen allowed that from time to time individual members of the party would stray as a fancy took them to an exhibit here or an area there.
So, here is an inconsistency.
Innocent or intended?
At present I fail to see why any of these parliamentarians would wish to kill two artisans, and... Why are you looking so wan?
We've had a note, sir, from Meldrum's cellar in Rotherhithe. A corpse was recovered from the Thames early this morning. Would you care to examine it?
Come in, gents, come in.
Why did you choose to summon me, Meldrum? The bodies fall in the Thames as thick as autumnal leaves, and they are none of my concern.
But this one, sir... This one bears the marks of horror and unspeakable violence.
Does it, though? Remove the sheet, if you please, Meldrum.
Bear with my warning, gents. This corpse is fair broke up, though the face has miraculously survived shattering.
It's Nimble's Earthrowl!
A gent well known to you, Inspector?
I put Earthrowl in jail as often as I put on my boots. And now he has made his last atonement.
Oh, this is the most horrible slaying, sir. His every bone looks broken.
Oh, ugly lad. Ugly work. There's not, I think, within our bailiwick. Not relevant to the Crystal Palace death.
Any papers? Any personal possessions on the corpse, Meldrum?
As to that, sir...
Meldrum, I warned you before about a pilfering from the dead.
As to that, sirs, I found but one scrap of paper within a lining of the deceased waistcoat, sirs. Wet it was, all sodden, after some hours' immersion in the Queen of Rivers.
Give it here. It could be part of an envelope. And the name... Oh, confound it, this is a crab fist. Surecard, turn your eyes to this.
Looks to be a Mrs. Glumdale-Clench Osborne, of Clapham Common, sir.
Glumdale-Clench Osborne? What creature would own to a name like that? Clapham Common this time of year is undeniably attractive, Surecard. Man could do worse than buy a genteel property here against his ultimate retirement from the detective.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sirs.
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mrs. Osborne?
That pleasure is yours, sir.
Mrs. Grumbleabitch Osborne.
The same, sir. And who?
Inspector Millions and Mr. Surecard of the detective, ma'am.
The detective? Are you the bearers of ill news, Inspector?
That we have yet to determine, ma'am. But might we conduct our colloquy within doors?
Of course, pray forgive me.
You seemed apprehensive, ma'am, when I announced our identities. Why would this be?
Apprehensive? Why, yes, I am.
Care to enlighten us, ma'am?
My husband has been away for almost 3 days now, and still no word from him.
Mr. Osborne don't normally stray from hearth and home.
My husband is not called Osborne, sirs. To my shame, I must confess it.
But how may this be, ma'am?
Our union has not been blessed by Mother Church, sirs. We are as one in common law, but not under the eye of heaven.
Would your protector's name be Earthrowl, ma'am? Why do you start so?
Earthrowl? But Mr. Earthrowl is a recent partner of my protector's in a small but energetic plasterer's business, sir.
Plasterers? Earthrowl? Madam, I know 2 things about Nimble's Earthrowl. 1, he was a thief. 2, he is now stone dead.
And stone dead hath no fellow.
But if Mr. Earthrowl is stone dead, and my husband be not returned, can the same fate have overtaken him too?
You say your husband has not been home for 3 days, ma'am. Incidentally, what is your husband's name?
Gimlinge, sir. Danvers Gimlinge, and as good a man as ever drew breath.
Then why did he not make an honest woman of you?
Because, he... Oh, already has a wife and daughter, though he has not set eyes on them for 20 years.
And this man is now a plasterer?
He and Mr. Earthrowell were employed upon some work in Marylebone, as I understand it.
And his partner in plaster or felony, call it what you will, now lies dead in Meldrum Cellar at Rotherhithe. Dead terribly. Dead appallingly. But dead indubitably.
Oh. Mrs. Osborne, should your self-styled husband, Mr. Danvers Gimlinge, repair back to the comfort of his parlour, would you be so kind as to tell him to report straightway to Inspector Millions? His life, dear lady, may hang in the balance.
If yet it hangs at all. Madam, we must leave you. From this ambiguous state we must return to my office. Be assured we shall see you again.
Oh, sirs, may I not offer you a glass of sherry wine? My father left me 86 bottles when he passed on, and some few are still left.
Regretfully, ma'am, we must hail a cab and be off. But one last question.
Sir?
Why the devil did your father call you Glumdulclich?
My father, the late Uttoxeter Osborne, was many things in his life. Drunkard, glass-blower, symbolist, naval architect, sonneteer, pederast, and Muslim scholar. But his greatest devotion was to that preeminent work of the ill-starred genius Jonathan Swift. Uttoxeter Osborne, gentlemen, was addicted to Gulliver's Travels. Hence, Glumdulclich.
Glumdulclich?
And how, sir? It's called Glubdubdrib.
My mind is bent on murder, lad. We are juggling with several plates at once. They must be identified immediately before we lose control and they fall unremarked to earth.
Very well, sir. Shall we examine the plates singly? Item. 8 months ago, Temperance Muldoon quits the employment of Xerxes Lord Quandary in Suffolk.
To seek his arable fortunes in London.
Item. A week ago, an innocent named Victory Tidd falls to his death in the Crystal Palace with prior injuries as yet unexplained.
Item. Shortly afterwards, Temperance Muldoon is discovered dead in the branches of a sycamore tree in the Crystal Palace, with mortal injuries as yet unexplained.
Item. Muldoon lets out the upper rooms of his dwelling in Chelsea,
which are infrequently visited. Visited. Afternoons only, by a veiled lady of seemingly independent means.
Item. Nimbles Earthrow, cutpurse, pickpocket and bully boy goes into plasterer's business with an ex-sailor Danvers Gimlinge.
Item. Earthrow and Gimlinge disappear to undertake labour in Marylebone.
Item. Xerxes Lord Quandary returns to London to his home in Bentick Street in the borough of Marylebone.
Item. Nimbles Earthrow is dragged out of the Thames, dreadfully done to death.
Item. Danvers Gimlinge is accomplished. He's vanished.
Item. Gimlinge we must find, Surecard. Gimlinge we must by all means secure.
Gimlinge, yeah, man.
Mr. Joint Schism.
Who else?
St. Paul's Cathedral. A pretty enough place to conduct our business, sir.
The noble sentiments we hear may put an unction on that business, Gimlinge.
Yes, well, I have ill news, Mr. Joint Schism.
You were unable to steal the correspondence from Lord Condary's home?
We stole it, sir, yes. Earthrow came out of that upper window with the bundle in his hand. He passed it on to me before attempting to effect his descent by the drain pipe. But there was a commotion within the house. Voices raised. Candles are flickering and the sound of approaching footsteps. And in that instant, Nimbles Earthrow's natural skill deserts him. He misses his footing and falls some 60 feet to a desperate, shattered fate in the courtyard below.
So he was found by Condary's staff in the article of death?
He was not. I went down the side of that house like a frantic ape, sir. Collected the mortal remains of Earthrow and was out of the rear door before the staff were fully aroused.
And how did you dispose of the body?
Into the Thames, sir, with only a gruff sailor's prayer to speed him on his last voyage.
You did well, Gimlinge. There can be no unforeseen connections between us and the late Earthrow, and the full fee of the robbery will be all yours.
The fee, sir, is something we must discuss at length, be we in the house of the Lord or not.
You will turn renegade?
I did not realise when we undertook to burgle Lord Quandary's house the nature of the correspondence we should remove.
It is compromising.
Utterly.
Well then,
It compromises Lord Quandery, sir, and it also compromises a lady whose reputation I shall stop at nothing to protect.
What's your pleasure, Inspector?
Gin and water, if you please, Job, and a bowl of snuff.
Sir?
Well, lad?
Sir, interesting intelligence from Clapham Common.
I shall hope so, lad. Keep your voice down. You've loitered there long enough. Well, see, I shall have to buy you a drink.
A glass of claret would do very well, sir, and I appreciate the thought.
Claret? Well, you'll drink your beer and like it, boy.
Beer be admirable, sir, most quenching.
Gin, water, snuff, sir.
And beer for this young fellow.
And beer for Mr. Surecard.
Snuff, Mr. Surecard?
No, thank you, sir.
Then tell me, what have you learned at Clapham Common?
Miss Glumdalclitch Osborne as a child, sir. A daughter of some 17 summers.
The devil she does.
Named a Daffodil, sir. An enchanting creature, and one not slow to indulge in lively conversation with an officer of detective incognito.
Oh, what did you learn?
She corroborated a statement given by Miss Glumdalclitch. Nor hide nor hair of Danvers Gimling has been seen since he went off 3 days ago on his plastering expedition to Marylebone with Nimble's earth roll.
Here's your beer, lad.
Your health, sir.
Well, it would seem... A broad swing of coincidence if Gimling and Earthrow were in any way involved with Lord Quandery, but one that must, in default of anything better, be examined. Drink up your beer, lad, for I want you back at Clapham Common, ready to apprehend for questioning this Danvers Gimling, should he return to,
Glubdubdrib, sir.
Should he, Glubdubdrib, yes. But loiter in the shadows, Surecard. Do not attempt further intercourse with the doubtless winsome Daffodil Osborne. Hover in the dark, and should Gimling return, then pounce.
May I ask, sir, where you will direct your steps?
To Bentinck Street. A word with Lord Quandery's butler may ease my mind.
I fail to see your drift, Inspector.
Nimble's Earthwell was a cat burglar, Surecard. No plasterer he. So could it be that he and Gimling were suborned to burgle Lord Quandery's house? Could Earthrowl have met his desperate shattered death whilst attempting to effect some felony at 7 Bentinck Street? Capital, Mr. Porritt, capital. Glad to see your high spirits have not been quelled by the recent depredations on this property.
Depredations, Inspector? What depredations would they be?
Well, the break-in on the premises.
These premises, sir?
Assuredly.
You jest, Inspector.
Though my mien be jocund, my intentions are profoundly sober. I do assure you, Mr. Porritt. Was this house not burgled 3 nights ago?
But, sir, had we been burgled, you may be sure we should have lost no time in raising the hue and cry.
Of course you wouldn't. Might we take the air in the yard a moment, sir? I have something of a headache on me. Too much gin and insufficient water at the Gallow Glass Arms, eh?
Why, certainly, Inspector. The yard is not large, but as you see, it gives onto the mews.
The air of Marylebone at night is sweet and piercing, Porritt, even to these dull nostrils. Hello? What would this be, here, on the ground? Dried blood, Mr. Porritt, in some quantity.
The odd man slaughters the chickens here, sir. I regret he has not cleaned the Augean stables as thoroughly as he should.
I hope you're not trifling with me, sir.
Trifling, sir?
Will you swear that this is the blood of poultry and not of a human being?
Inspector, your humour tends to the graveyard this evening, does it not?
The instincts of my profession seldom desert me, Mr. Porritt. Would you tell me this? Is Sir Jericho Arbogast, sportsman and Member of Parliament, a frequent visitor here?
Why, bless you, sir, as regular as clockwork. He and his lordship have been intimate these 10 years or more.
Oh.
Lord Quandery looks upon Sir Jericho as a son.
And does the Lady Melisande look upon him as a brother?
But, Mr. Surecard, why will you not wait inside at Blood Crib? I'm certain my father, when he returns, will be only too ready to apprise you of the facts that led to Mr. Earthrow's death.
Oh, Mr. Gimlinge may be less ready than you think to talk to an officer of the detective, Miss Daffodil. I fear I must surprise him. Now, please, return to your home. Miss Osborne will be anxious on your...
Oh, look! Is not that sagging figure that of my father? There! Over there! Coming through the wood!
You know far better than I, Miss Daffodil. Is it he?
I have the most dreadful misgivings. Why does he move so slowly, so warily?
Drunk, perhaps?
My father is no tosspot, sir. Oh, see! He has fallen!
Then we must approach him at once.
Oh, Papa, dearest Papa, whatever has happened to you?
Daffodil, flower of my heart. Oh, gaze your last upon your unfortunate father.
Mr. Gimlinge, I am a member of the detective. Who has done this fearful injury to you?
A man named Joint Schism. Edgar Joint Schism. Oh, God, I die upon the hour.
Please, this Joint Schism, was he a footpad?
A gent. Tall he was, well-spoken, dark hair, dark moustaches, and black of eyes. He smoked me, sir, under the fifth rib.
And Earthrow? Did Joint Schism kill him, too?
Earthrow was...
I shall find his murderer, Miss Daffodil. I shall not rest till I have found this Edgar Joint Schism. And when I have found him, I shall see him swing for this foul mischief.
You rang, my lord?
Porritt, I understand that Inspector Millions was here last evening.
He was, my lord.
Then why was I not informed when her ladyship and I returned from the opera?
He was quite satisfied, sir, that once his interview with me was over, he need not trouble your lordship.
But what did he want?
He was, investigating a possible burglary, my lady.
Burglary? Where?
Here, my lady.
Here?
But I assured him that 7 Bentinck Street has never been the scene of night marauding, my lady, and he went away agreeable and content, having sampled a little of my rum and tobacco first.
Porritt, dear faithful fellow, well done. Well played indeed.
Pleasure was all mine, my lord.
A caller? At this time of day?
With your permission, my lord, I shall ascertain the identity of the caller.
Of course.
Xerxes, in my dreams the other evening, I had visions of some burglary. That dreadful scream.
And it was nothing but a nightmare, Melisande. I thought I had reassured you on that score. Had there been a burglary, I should have summoned officers of the police at once. Perhaps some unfortunate dweller on the street close by had been the victim of... Yes, Porritt.
Sir Lucifer Hipkin has called, my lord. He's desirous of a few minutes' conversation with you.
Hipkin, that blackguard. What does he want of me?
He said a few minutes' conversation would reveal the urgent nature of his call, my lord.
Melisande, will you excuse us? This must be some pressing parliamentary business, a division, perhaps.
I shall go to the withdrawing room directly. But, Xerxes, pray do not distress yourself unnecessarily. Sir Lucifer is not worth any anxiety whatsoever.
How perceptive you are. And, my dearest, I shall be with you soon. Very well, Porritt. Show Sir Lucifer in.
Yes. Yes, Surecard.
It's a Mr. Porritt, sir, from Lord Quandary.
Ah, what could this presage? Show the butler in, lad. Show him in.
This way, sir.
Mr. Porritt.
Good evening, sir.
Stay, Surecard.
Sir?
Your eyes are red, Mr. Porritt, and your cheeks hectic.
Oh, sir, Lord Quandary has asked me to beg you to attend upon him immediately.
Why could the noble lord not come here in person?
That, sir, is unknown to me. I have a cab waiting, Inspector, for your convenience.
That being so, I am prepared to accommodate his lordship. Surecard, your hat, and mine.
My ribs foretell a sudden end to many of our questionings.
You were quick upon the summons, Inspector, and I thank you for it.
I am eager to learn what you have to impart, Lord Quandery. This is my assistant, Mr. Surecard.
Your servant, sir.
Mr. Surecard. Will you be seated, gentlemen?
Thank you, my lord. Sit, lad. Don't gape there.
What I have to reveal, Inspector, is both tragic and terrible. You have a cold, sir?
A lively nose, my lord. Pray continue.
My disclosure will shed light on much that has hitherto lain in the shadows of horror and suffering. But let me begin with Temperance Muldoon.
Your erstwhile gardener?
As you are already aware, Muldoon left my employment on the best of terms to seek work in London. Well then, some 6 months later, he came to see me here at Bentinck Street. Alas, no pleasantries were to be exchanged, Inspector. Muldoon had turned blackmailer.
But all the world knows that the House of Quandery is above suspicion.
I thank you for that, sir, but unhappily it is not true. Muldoon, that fearful wretch, had discovered something regrettable in my past. He wanted money, gentlemen, in return for his silence.
Enough, perhaps, to purchase a house in Chelsea?
I paid him a pretty sum, Mr. Surecard. Then he wanted more.
Blackmail never does.
I realized he could and would go on and on with his insatiable demands until I was ruined. I became desperate.
You did not think of confiding in the police?
One breath of scandal, and my looked-for position as Foreign Secretary would forever be lost.
So you thought to silence Muldoon yourself?
Inspector, I am more than 60 years of age, a man with some infirmities. How could I compete in physical conflict with the brute strength of a man of the soil, a man almost 30 years my junior?
So you hired the services of a desperado?
Just so. I did not want Muldoon murdered, Inspector. You must believe that. I merely wanted him terrified. Yes, I hired a desperado and told him what I required. I described Muldoon thoroughly. His appearance, his habit, his place of work. I paid the fellow 100 guineas in advance. The fellow, hasty, anxious to have done with his odious work, did not pay sufficient attention to my instructions. To my horror, I read in the Times that 2 men had died.
I can imagine your consternation.
I hastened to London, intending to denounce the desperado, but he had forestalled me. When we arrived here, I found a sealed letter waiting for me. I was to meet him at 11 that night upon Westminster Bridge.
One question, sirs, if I may.
Sure, Colonel.
It does have bearing, sir, on the matter in hand.
Does it, lad?
My lord, what was the name of this assassin?
Why, he gave his name as Earthrowl.
What?
Nimble's Earthrowl.
Surecard. My apologies.
The name Earthrowl is known to you, gentlemen?
It is indeed, my lord. Intimately. But pray proceed to that sinister interview upon the bridge at 11 p.m.
It was a foul and foggy night, when a man could scarcely see his hand in front of his face. I reached the bridge and peered down, vainly hoping to descry some cheering ray of light from the brigs and colliers anchored below. But light there was none. Only the steady footfall of someone approaching me through that grim blanket of obscurity. It was Earthrowl, pale as snow, but red of eye. I taxed him bitterly with the deaths of Muldoon and Tid. The wretch laughed and said that his services demanded compensation greater than I so far afforded. I threatened to denounce him. He made to attack me. But in the struggle, that demon lost his balance, overtoppled, and was gone, down into the Thames, lost forever from the world of men.
Yet you did not see fit to report this incident.
Inspector, I was too distracted to think of anything but to repair back to Bentinck Street and restore my wits.
Have you had a visitor recently, Lord Quandery?
I beg your pardon?
A visitor to this house, to this room, recently.
No, I have not, sir. Why do you ask?
Do you smoke, my lord?
Smoke, sir? I abhor the practice. No one smokes in any household of mine.
So you have had no visitor here this evening?
Damn, sir, I have not. And of what relevance is that to my recent disclosure?
Forgive me, my lord. You are aware, I imagine, that you will have to accompany me to the office, where a formal statement may be taken from you.
I am aware of that. If you will give me 2 minutes, I shall collect the necessary statements myself. They are already set down and witnessed.
2 minutes, my lord, are negligible. We shall attend you here.
Thank you.
Surecard.
Sir?
Hover, lad. Hover in the hall. I want no midnight chases.
Sir.
Surecard!
Sir.
In there! Quick as you like!
Too late, sir! Ah, too late! The master is dead! Self-slaughter!
Confirm, Surecard!
Sir.
Porrit, a word in your ear.
Yes, sir.
Porrit, did you admit a visitor to his lordship shortly before you came to my office this evening? A visitor who smoked Havana cigars?
No, sir. No visitors at all today, apart from you 2 gentlemen of the detective.
What a spectacle Hyde Park presents, sir. And the Crystal Palace in its pristine magnificence. The flower of the nation, of the empire, nay, dare I say it, the flower of the world, assembled here for the opening of this most majestic of man's works. And thanks in no small part to you, sir.
Tobacco, Surecard. Cuban tobacco.
Sir?
Amid these festive imbecilities, lad, have you given a thought to the singular aroma of Cuban leaf tobacco?
You have me on the hip, sir, and I confess it.
I smelt that aroma in Quandary's study the night of his confession. Yet he abhorred smoking, both he and Porrit, denied the presence of any visitor that day.
But the case is over, is it not? And you should be enjoying the delights of Hove, if not this present spectacle.
But think, lad, why should Quandary confess when the only 2 men, Muldoon and Earthrow, who could assail his reputation, were both stone dead?
Well, conscience, sir, Lord Quandary admitted as much himself.
And you were hoodwinked?
But if the confession was in some way spurious, then which way now do your thoughts incline?
There was no reason for Quandary's confession and suicide unless another foot stumbled upon its secrets. Another so high in rank or power that his removal could never go uninvestigated. Another who smoked Havana cigars and visited Lord Quandary some minutes before Porrit was dispatched to my office. Another who threatened Quandary with public obloquy unless he put an end to his wretched and conniving life.
Yes, sir. I anxiously await.
Consider, Surecard, our earlier hypothesis, viz. that Earthrow and Gimlinge were effecting together a burglary of Quandary's house in Bentinck Street. Now, Earthrow, as we were told, fell off Westminster Bridge and hit the river with bone-shattering impact, and his injuries could bear out that story.
But Gimlinge was stabbed, as he averred with his latest breath, by one Edgar Joint Schism. A gent. Tall he was, well-spoken, dark hair, dark moustache and black eyes.
I wonder, lad, if Joint Schism smokes Havana cigars.
No hawkers, no harlots, no fishmongers.
Inspector Millions and Dynasty Surecard of the detective.
The detective?
Mr. Cletworthy.
Your servant.
Mr. Peebles Cletworthy.
Your ineffable.
Mr. Peebles Cletworthy, discriminating diarist and social historian.
Your idiosyncratic.
Who knows more about the Mother of Parliaments than Mr. Speaker himself?
You're eternally gratified.
It is of the lower house that we wish to inquire, sir. Kindly remove that arquebus from your shoulder and invite us to your study.
Damn you, Clara. Cease your impertinence. Clara, sirs, is a lawless cat, hence her hatred of the detective. You were asking?
The defunct Lord Quanderay, sir. I understand he had ambitions for the post of Foreign Secretary.
True.
What obstacles lay in his path?
Who opposed him, you mean? But, sir, both chambers have been full of the gossip all year. Sir Lucifer Hipkin was chief contender for that position. Now, with poor old Xerxes done in, Sir Lucifer is first in line for the post you mentioned.
Sir Lucifer Hipkin.
Your manners, Clara.
This Sir Lucifer, a tall and black-of-eyes knight, would he be? Dark hair, dark moustaches?
Hipkin to the echo, Mr. Safeguard.
Obliged, sir.
There was then within Parliament outright rancour between Lord Quanderay and Sir Lucifer Hipkin.
The venom crackled, sir, like a child's limbs in an open fire.
And is this Hipkin to be found in London?
A man incessantly vain of his physique, sirs. He occupies himself daily at Master Parmesan's fencing academy in Regent Street.
The bold course is our only course, Surecard. Sir Lucifer Hipkin? Is Sir Lucifer Hipkin present in this academy?
What deuce is disturbing me?
Sir Lucifer?
The same.
Allow me to introduce myself, sir. Cumberbatch is the name, Sir Lucifer. And this is my son, young Dynasty. Devotees, both of your matchless steel.
Devil you are.
As we stood and watched you confound your opponent, sir, with lunge, incart, and tierce, riposte and recovery following one another in swift succession, we realised at once that we were in the presence of a master swordsman.
Did you, Joe? And I wish you'd say it all like to Master Parmesan, sir.
A cigar, sir? Allow me to present you with a cigar.
Havana. It's uncommon civil of you, sir.
My pleasure, sir, and my honour. And to congratulate you also on the quick dispatch of that scoundrel Gimlinge.
Gimlinge? What's he to you?
He perished, sir, with your name on his lips. Cut to death, he cried, and proud of it, by the rapier of Lucifer Hipkin.
Who in damnation are you, fellas?
It is who you are that interests us, Sir Lucifer, for in certain parts of the city you are better known as Edgar Joint Schism.
Sir Jericho Arbogast, milady.
Oh, show him in, Porrit. Do show Sir Jericho in.
At once, your ladyship.
Melisande.
Jericho! Oh, my dear.
My darling. Oh, what an extraordinary turn events have taken. Your husband dies confessing to the suborned murders of Tid and Muldoon and to the accidental slaying of Earthrowl, and today Sir Lucifer Hipkin admits to the murder of the man Gimlinge. What an almanac of horrors for London. But how fortunate for we two.
Oh, my sweet. Oh, can our path to happiness lie across a meadow filled with corpses?
They lie in the past, Melisande. Together we can surmount these horrors and be united at last. Oh, my dearest, on my knees I beg you to become my wife at last, no longer the admired consort of another.
Oh, Jericho, you know too well how little I cared for Xerxes, how abominably he treated both myself and our son, little Gareth. Yet even at his most delinquent, Xerxes was possessed of some shreds of goodness, and I somehow believe that this terrible suicide of his was meant as an atonement for the unhappiness he had heaped upon me.
He was a monster.
Oh, not when I married him. He was bright and affectionate and generous.
You are all too well aware of how vicious and depraved the man really was.
I have lived with him for 8 years as his wife. I have borne him a son. I have known, amidst years of misery, some moments of happiness.
Melisande, do you love me?
With all my heart.
Then pray forswear your grief for that libertine, and agree to become my wife, proudly proclaimed as such, and as soon as we decently may, in the finest church this city boasts of.
Stop that Credulation, Surecard, before I trust your tongue.
Jen was indifferent last night, sir.
Damn your impertinence, lad. Damn it, I say.
Forgive me for asking, sir, but ask I must.
Well?
Why are you here and not in Hove, whence your thoughts have inclined these past 6 months?
Hove?
The strange affair is over, sir. You've explained all. Sir Lucifer, wishing to oust Lord Quandary from his position as heir apparent to the post of Foreign Secretary, assumed the nom de guerre of Edgar Jointskism. He paid Earthrowl and Gimlinge to burgle Quandary's home and find proof of some past misdemeanour. This was done, but Earthrowl was silenced by Lord Quandary, and Gimlinge was mortally wounded by Sir Lucifer himself, that no third party might discover the real facts. Then Sir Lucifer called on Lord Quandary, smoking a Havana cigar, and confronted the trembling peer with written evidence of some scandal. Quandary promised to resign his political hopes in return for Sir Lucifer's silence, and afterwards, recognising the terrible web of guilt he had himself helped to spin, sent for us. Having admitted conniving at the murders of Tid and Muldoon at the Crystal Palace, he engaged himself in the possibly accidental death of Earthrowl. He wished to spare his wife, his family and the country further scandal, and did away with himself.
And that is what the public is being asked to accept by the man upstairs.
Asked to accept, sir?
The existing scandal is such as to threaten the government already. Further revelations would lead to its complete overthrow, and so the man upstairs has directly instructed me to consider the case or cases irrevocably closed.
Then you may depart for Hove at once.
Will you stop harping on Hove?
I thought of some other resort, perhaps. Bognor Regis, or West Hartlepool.
Surecard. How, where, Tid and Muldoon killed? Physically, how?
Does it matter, sir? Earthrowl was their executioner, and Earthrowl is dead.
Do you seriously believe that a man of Earthrowl's spectacularly low intellect could have conceived two murders so brilliant, so terrible, and so inexplicable as to baffle forensic science? If so, the investigative career is not for you, lad. Now come, let's be off.
A new case, sir?
The old case is officially closed, Surecard, so we shall pay an entirely social visit to that colourful and gallant traveller, Sir Jericho Arbogast.
Inspector Million's hand, Mr. Surecard, Sir Jericho. Milady.
And how capital. Inspector, Mr. Surecard, may I extend my congratulations to you both on a successful outcome to this tragic and complex affair. Oh, but forgive me, you have met, of course, Melisande, Lady Quandary?
Indeed we have met, Jericho. Gentlemen, I am pleased that this occasion is something happier than the last occasion upon which we had conversation together.
Happier, milady?
Oh, we must tell them. I shall tell them. I can no longer contain my greatest good fortune. Inspector, Mr. Brasenose, Lady Quandary has agreed to cut short her normal period of mourning in order to make me the most divinely happy of mankind.
We are to be married, sirs, on Wednesday next, at the Church of St. Matthew Carborundum in the city of Westminster.
And I insist that you both be present, though whether as my guest or Lady Quandary's, I have no mortal idea.
Then may we congratulate you on this moment of social harmony and decent joy.
Too kind, Mr. Halfcard. And I am sure you will give us the added pleasure of pledging that harmony and joy in a toast.
Oh, you rang, Sir Jericho.
I did, Nossiter, I did. Would you prepare a libation, a special libation for our guests and ourselves?
On the instant.
Nossiter.
Sir?
I believe, Nossiter, that you were brought up in Hove.
You see before you a proud son of Hove, sir, to be sure.
Then may I accompany you a moment, Nossiter? Hove interests me strangely. If Lady Quandary and Sir Jericho will excuse me.
Well, of course, Inspector. We are only too pleased that even the busiest, the most successful detective in the land has time to consider something so humane as a holiday. Inspector, discussion finished. And Nossiter, the libation is correct in every particular.
White rum, sir, Angostura bitters, crushed limes, some herrited water, and cracked ice.
Ice?
Ice in an English summer.
This is indeed a miracle, Sir Jericho. But ice in a drink?
Such a confection is called by our American cousins a cocktail, Inspector, because it is lively, full of metal, and it tickles the palate.
But how do you come by ice in this season, sir?
Well, you need two elements. A good hard winter and a damp, cool cellar. I noted the idea when I was in India a few years ago. You form the ice in winter in large blocks, wrap the blocks in burlap, put all in straw, and secrete deep in a cellar in moist, cool earth. I have a river close to the cellar here, and that keeps the temperature low all year. And there's another mystery solved, gentlemen, I hope to your satisfaction.
Now, let us drink together, for I am anxious to taste this cocktail of yours at once, dear Jericho.
Who?
Surecard, sir, your assistant, with a letter for you. Marked confidential, from Scotland.
Ah, then give it here, lad.
Sealed under the impress of the Earl of Lesmahago.
Within this envelope, Surecard, my hopes are won or lost.
The news are good, sir?
The news are fascinating, Surecard. Cast your mind back to last week, when you were alone and jovial with Sir Jericho and his bride-to-be. I was with Nossiter, and begged to see Sir Jericho's trophies of the chase, and his armoury. Amid all the weapons that adorned that great wall, one was conspicuous by its absence. My inquiries revealed that Sir Jericho had lent this unusual and long obsolescent weapon to the Earl of Lesmahago. I took the trouble to verify this. And here is my answer.
Well, sir?
High cock-a-law of Surecard. Lesmahago denies all knowledge of this alleged loan.
But of what possible interest can this be?
Accompany me to the Crystal Palace late tonight, and I hope to show you Surecard. Easy with that lantern, lad. We want no custodians disturbing us, or our necks are on the block.
But why are we here, sir, in the Sycamore Road?
This vast glass edifice, that mighty tree, saw once the body of Temperance Muldoon, dead in that fork, some 60 foot above ground.
Sir, this was where the parliamentary party found him.
To be sure, a party comprising...
Mr. Cosmo Evergreen, Mr. Hatchard Millicent, Mr. Nathaniel Upjohn, and the Laird of Yell.
And...
Sir Jericho Arbogast.
And what did Evergreen himself establish?
That from time to time, members of the party separated.
You begin to reassure me, lad. Look for the softest earth in this area and dig. Dig well, Surecard. Dig deep.
This spot seems untrodden, sir. Protected as it is by the great base roots of the sycamore.
Yes. Yes, the earth is softer here. Sink your spade. Thus. Have a care, lad. You may be striking evidence.
Sir, I have something.
Huh?
Some strange...
Yes.
Some strange agricultural implement is buried here by error. Great Scott.
Great Scott indeed, Surecard. You have in your hand a crossbow.
A crossbow belonging to Sir Jericho Arbogast.
A crossbow supposedly lent to the Earl of Lesmahago 3 months ago or more.
Sir, Inspector?
Yes, lad? What is it?
The man upstairs is wondering how you intend to proceed with the new case, sir.
The new case can wait. I am concerned with Victory Tidd.
Tidd, sir?
Why should Tidd have to die, that most innocuous of mortals? A man who could surely have played no part in the obscene and sensational events that we are now enjoined to forget.
I'm at a loss, sir. Always was where Tidd was concerned. But may I draw your attention to the time?
Why?
It is now 2:45. If you recall, sir, we were invited to celebrate the nuptials of Sir Jericho Arbogast and Melisande Lady Quandary at the parish church of St. Matthew Carborundum in the city of Westminster 15 minutes ago.
And if any man know of just cause or impediment why these two persons should not be joined together in holy matrimony, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
I am that man.
I beg your pardon, sir.
I am he who knows of that impediment.
Have you taken leave of your senses, sir?
My Lord Bishop, I am Inspector Millions of the Detective, and I am here to arrest the putative bridegroom, Sir Jericho Arbogast, on a charge of double homicide.
I shall see you ruined for this outrage, Millions, destroyed.
You kill those men at the Crystal Palace, Sir Jericho, and I can prove how you killed them. Why need not concern me as an officer of the law.
But how could those unfortunate creatures have been murdered? There was no trace of a weapon.
If you leave ice in a cocktail, Sir Jericho, for any length of time, what happens to it?
Why, it melts, of course.
And leaves no trace, as if it had never been.
You mean, sir, that instead of a steel bolt, he used a long, slim shard of ice as the projectile for his crossbow?
A weapon of pure genius, Surecard. For by the time the bodies were inspected, all trace of ice had vanished. But, Sir Jericho, I can hazard a guess as to why you slew Muldoon, but not did, a man you'd never met.
You are indeed a great detective, sir, and I salute you. As to why I killed those men, the answer is simple. I am tired of killing beasts, both great and small, for the ultimate danger, the ultimate conquest I had never attempted, the stalk and killing of a man. To do this in public, to court apprehension and trial and the gallows, and to evade them, this became my one ambition. And so I hit upon a weapon in the very means you suggested, and I used it once, from a distance and earlier, on a man who was later discovered to be victoriated. Flushed with that success, I could think of nothing but to dare again in even more perilous circumstances. During the parliamentary visit to the palace. This time, the victim, then unknown to me since he was obscured by foliage, was Temperance Muldoon. Thereafter, I reburied the crossbow. I waited all. For a time, I thought I'd won. Your brilliance has discovered me, and now I am ready to embrace the fate I so inevitably deserve.
Why are we travelling to Dunwich, sir? Surely Lady Quandary has suffered enough.
Tell me this, Surecard. Why were Sir Jericho and Lady Quandary so anxious to marry so soon after the death of Lord Quandary, when they knew that by doing so they were brutally outraging all social conventions?
Because they were very deeply in love,
Oh,
sir.
abandon these romanticisms, lad, and think again.
I try, sir. I search and search about.
Because a wife may not be obliged
to give evidence against her husband.
I am sorry, Inspector, but Lady Quandary can see no one. She is prostrate, having taken at her physician's advice a strong sedative.
You know me, Porrit. You know my rank and my authority. And I tell you that I must speak to Lady Quandary on the instant.
It cannot be allowed, sir.
You have ever been a loyal servant to the Lady, Porrit. I respect you for it. But no good can come of obstructing me now. I must and will see the Lady Melisande at once.
Very well, sir. Her ladyship is in the garden, at the far end of it, overlooking the sea.
Thank you. Surecard.
Sir.
Be so good as to wait for me here. I may be some time.
Lady Melisande?
Inspector Millions, why are you here?
I think you must know, ma'am.
You have destroyed all I hold dear. Why do you seek me out now?
Sir Jericho Arbogast killed 2 men in cold blood, milady. I want you to tell me why. Lord Quandery was an elderly man of an infirm constitution. You are a beautiful young woman. Sir Jericho is a handsome and adventurous young man. It was natural that youth should call to youth.
There was love between us, certainly. But at no time did I ever transgress my marriage vows.
Nevertheless, Temperance Muldoon became aware of this growing attachment between yourself and Sir Jericho. I think you paid Muldoon handsomely for his silence, enough for him to buy a house in Chelsea. But I think Muldoon wanted still more money, and from time to time you delivered it to him personally, veiled, always in a cab from Regent Street. And you argued and pleaded with him in an upper suite of 4 Trincomalee stairs. I think that realizing his demands would never cease, you told Sir Jericho of them. I think Sir Jericho, with cold and matchless cunning... cold and matchless cunning, killed an unknown man. Victory paid. Firstly, to try out his bizarre weapon for its effectiveness, and secondly, to draw me away from the killing of Muldoon, with all its implications.
Inspector, believe this or not as you will, I wanted Jericho to buy Muldoon's perpetual silence with an offer of passage money to Australia and sufficient capital for him to start a farm there. It was not until I heard of the deaths of Muldoon and Tid from the Times newspaper that I realized that Jericho could have had no success with his bargaining, and had stumbled upon the fact that it was no longer money that Muldoon wanted, but me.
Wanted? You, milady?
When I visited Muldoon for the last time in that oppressive house in Chelsea, I shudder even now to admit to such humiliation. He proposed that his dreadful room should be our place of assignation, that in return for my favours, he would not reveal to Lord Quandery the attachment that had grown between Sir Jericho and myself. An attachment which, I repeat, was blameless indeed, if not entirely in emotion.
This is an aspect of the affair that had never crossed my mind.
Yet the most abominable thing of all was this. For 20 years my husband had been conducting an affair with a woman, and rejoiced to tell me of it. A woman who was, he said, in every respect my superior.
Glumdalclitch Osborne.
Oh, dear God, you know that too.
I could only guess, till now.
That person had a daughter, Daffodil, by her self-styled protector, the man Danvers Gimlinge. 4 years ago, my husband began debauching her too, paying the mother handsomely for the privilege. Can you wonder, then, how sickened I was of Xerxes, and how readily I found comfort in the presence of Sir Jericho?
But Gimlinge knew nothing of this. And he was suborned along with Earthrel to steal intimate correspondence between Miss Osborne and your husband.
From Bentinck Street?
Gimlinge, recognising that the letters hideously compromised his common-law wife and daughter, refused to deliver them. So, Sir Lucifer mortally wounded him and removed the correspondence.
Oh, Inspector, what a nightmare tale of lust and greed and slaughter.
Sir Lucifer Hipkin, bent on securing the Foreign Secretaryship, called on Lord Quandery and, lighting a Havana cigar, showed him the letters. Your husband realised that his reputation was ruined forever. And thinking for once of you, he invented a plausible story to cover the deaths of Tid, Muldoon and Earthrel, then did away with himself.
Nothing more can happen to me now.
This is vital, milady. Following the deaths of the 2 gardeners, did Sir Jericho ever disclose to you that it was he who had murdered them?
Not once. He would never have inflicted that terrible knowledge upon me.
But you guessed, Lady Melisande?
I must have done.
And having guessed, you were nevertheless prepared to join him in matrimony. A matrimony sanctioned by Holy Church.
Should I have denounced the only man I ever loved? The man who, however brutally, freed me of the loathsome embraces of Muldoon.
My lady, The law, of which I am an officer, would maintain that you are an accessory after the fact of 2 murders. Make no mistake. Sir Jericho is guilty, and he will be hanged. Yet, the present horror at his false confession of motive would be greatly dissipated were the court to learn the true reason for his actions, that he wished to preserve your honour.
To be imprisoned, to be separated from my son. Have I not suffered enough?
Think, I urge you, of Victory Tid, a useful and wholly innocent man in the prime of life. Does not his death cry out for retribution?
My son, Gareth, is 5 years old, Inspector. When he grows old enough to understand, will you try to explain to him something of the complexity and cruelty of this life of mine? Because I see you are a just man, terrible in your implacability, but just.
I shall try, ma'am, with all my heart.
Thank you. For some 400 years, the sea has been eating away at these cliffs of Dunwich. Far below us, somewhere on the ocean bed, lie great houses and churches and huge bells. Inch by inch, yard by yard, the headlands of Dunwich are claimed by the sea. Just so has my own short life been eaten, been entirely claimed by others' deceits and folly, and my own. I shall not see Dunwich again, Inspector.
The wind mounts. The cliff is treacherous.
Say goodbye to Jericho for me. Give him my unending love.
Do not approach too close to the edge, ma'am. Ma'am! Lady Millicent! Come back! Lady Millicent!
What has happened, sir? Dear heaven, what's that noise?
If we are creatures of any sensibility, Surecard, we shall say it is the bells under the sea, tolling for the soul of a confused, tormented, but valiant lady.
In The Instruments of Darkness by Michael Robson, Inspector Millions was played by Nigel Stock, Dynasty Surecard by Anthony Hall, Melisande by Elizabeth Proud, and Porret by Richard Handel. Xerxes Lord Quandre by Manning Wilson, Sir Jericho by Henry Knowles, Fleet Ned Sprott and Nossiter by Brian Hewlett, Dr. Yolland and the Bishop by Michael Deacon, Caroline Muldoon, Heather Bell, Sir Lucifer Hipkin, Nigel Graham, Earthrowl, Peter Wickham, Gimlinge, Michael Harbour, Meldrum and Peoples Clackworthy, Trader Faulkner, Daffodil, Penelope Reynolds, and Mrs. Glumdale Clitch Osborne, Irene Sutcliffe. The play was directed by David Spenser.